You're on. Single dads at it again. Get your fucking hand off my mouth.
Ring, 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 hello, please, and welcome back to Krown's Magical
English, motherfucker.
Redemption Cave, and also Single Dads Cave.
That is exactly right. We're single dads here, baby. It's time to get back and deep and dirty into this cryptocurrency price action. Welcome back to Krown's Crypto Cave. No, Eric Krown Crypto. Whatever the fuck we're going to call this one, it doesn't matter. It's all the same, my friends. It's all the same indeed. It's the same place, same time, same everything, just a different name. And with that said, what's up, Mr. Riccio? I see you over there, brother. Yeah, we'll look at Luna a little bit later. I do want to get through the early stream rituals right here. And there he is as well. .ust. God damn, man, you're at it today now, aren't you? And it is a very beautiful day, a very happy Monday over here from Helsinki, Finland, as the sun just starts to rise. For all the people wondering about the time change, we had our daylight savings time, I guess, a week earlier or 2 weeks earlier, perhaps, than American and I think other countries as well. So that's why there's a bit of a time change right now. I imagine that will change back to normal once, well, the clocks shift yet again. So with that in mind, I do want to wish you the best and the happiest at all, as always, because why the hell not, man? It can only help, and it's free to do. So it's always good to wish someone else well, because, well, rising tide lifts all ships, and it's probably better to have less pissed off people in the world. Anyways, with that in mind, let's now go focus on the Krown application, which we found at app.krown.net. And by the way, it's for the price of 0 or free, if you will. And what do we see? We see Bitcoin dominance still stock steady from yesterday to today. Now, I do expect this to really start to rally from this region. I do think that if you are going to be looking at Bitcoin as beginning the next leg of this major massive move that I think a lot of people have been preparing for on this channel especially, then we're probably looking at Bitcoin dominance to, well, rally from these major regions on the macro scale. As far as fear and greed index goes, we actually do see it pop up about a couple points, which is warranted, as Bitcoin is pretty much around all-time highs right here, just maybe a couple thousand, or actually just over $1,000 off right now, and declining as each and every second passes, as I see Bitcoin price action increase right there on my front end tab. Anyways, as far as top 10 best coins go in the last 24 hours, we do see UMA, which I've never heard of before, Loopring, which I have heard of before, KuCoin token, OKB, Helium, Crypto.com token, Kusama, XRP, Stacks, and Avalanche, all on the winners list right there. Even Avalanche making new all-time highs before the rest of the party as well. Into the market data tab we go, and I want to spend a little bit of time here before we get into the actual price action charts, because what we saw over the past, I think, like 2 weeks now is really starting to come to fruition. And I really want to focus on this for a second, just because it's so fucking powerful. And it's so interesting to me that, and I don't say this with like spite, but I think that a lot of people analyze this very much wrong. And this is why I think it's incredibly important whenever you're looking at the underlying market dynamics, you need to include at least 3 things. You need to look at the underlying market dynamics. That's what the funny rate is right here. That's what the leverage ratio, that is what the open interest is. Then you need to look at flow analysis, and then you need to look at actual, relative price action as well to make it actionable, to make it fucking actionable. That is how I want to differentiate my analysis from what I see usually across the web, because a lot of people don't include invalidation or even validation as well, which is the only thing that actually like matters for a fucking working plan. Anyways, what is the setup that we did see here? Well, we saw global leverage ratio at the highest level that we've ever seen ever in the history of Bitcoin, actually. Higher than what we even saw, I believe, a year ago, almost to the day now too, and in middle of November of last year, where Bitcoin was consolidating around its prior all-time high, just under $20,000. And what happened after that? The leverage ratio let go, and Bitcoin actually moved to the upside with force. And this was essentially a deleveraging, not of longs, it was a deleveraging of shorts, of course. And we can see this also in the global open interest, which is at all-time highs as well. So we are the most over leveraged that we ever have seen ever in the history of Bitcoin land. And with that in mind, we should now go patch this up. Pair this up. Wow, words are difficult today, and I just dropped my little thingy. Apologies on that, but I do have my my boomer footrest here, which is good. So we're all good in the hood on that. But we need to pair this up with flow analysis over here, of which, as you've been stating for the past, I guess like 2 weeks now, this is certainly more of a short squeeze setup. That was very much clear, especially as long as Bitcoin is above $60,000, and that has held to fruition throughout the last couple of weeks here. So all's well and good as long as that condition is met specifically. So I don't look for anything. I don't look for anything resembling a long squeeze or a leverage washout to the downside against the BULAs here, as long as Bitcoin's above above 6,000 bucks. So of course that was a lot more relevant over the past couple of weeks when Bitcoin was testing around that region. Now, well, 5,000, 6,000 bucks away from it, well, I guess not as actionable right now. So obviously that is why it's important to kind of pay attention when usually things are kind of boring, because you will see these sort of insights into the market when no one else is paying attention typically. Anyways, on top of that, we do see from the actual CBDs over here that both Coinbase and Finex are on the buy side, and we see that the perps are still net sellers, or it's not net sellers. Again, the accurate way of stating that is that they are net market sellers. So they're being more aggressive. So with all of these short positions, which actually is going to be a little more interesting on the daily over here, which is still a net market sell of 114 billion and some odd change actually on a daily. That does suggest that we have a lot more trap shorts here, especially with price action now rallying back up to the top side of the greater range, pretty much around all-time highs. Most of these short positions were entered into a net delta, if I had to guess over here. Look at the average price of where we were in the last couple of weeks. It was more or less around 61 to 62,000 bucks. Bitcoin's about 3,000, 4,000 bucks above there right now. So those are underwater. And if I am going to be looking for this to continue onwards and upwards, I expect that this does get ignited from very likely a short squeeze here, as a lot of people were probably looking at this as a double top. I know that there was a lot of talk of Bitcoin having a very bearish monthly closure. I disagree with that. I understand the reasoning for it, but I do think that there's just more important things in comparison to that. So anyways, if we can get to the price action right now, let's talk about what happened over the last 24 hours and where I left you off last, where basically we did say that, hey, look, if Bitcoin closes above, I think it was about 62,000 bucks on a 12-hour, we were going to initiate hidden bullish divergence on 12-hour RSI right here, and pairing that up with BBWP, that's very likely to ignite the next sort of move. And that's exactly what we got right here. I don't say that to toot my own horn. I say that so that you can understand the setup. And it wasn't just a technical indicator setup like that. It was also, of course, if I can go over to the chart that we were working off of yesterday, a bullish formation. We had essentially an ascending triangle, which is nothing, magical. It's just higher lows, just fucking trend. And it's a reaccumulation right there. And technically speaking, we do have a measured move based off the breakout above that 63,400 pivot. Holy fucking moly, she's getting girthy right now. God damn, those green dildos. No, those cyan dildos are throwing in my face. Jesus Christ, man. I just saw that number flicker around so goddamn much that it made me think that my eyes have dyslexia as well. But no, my eyes are not deceiving me right now. I got laser eye surgery, so we're all good in the hood right there. And I can see once again, it's a miracle. Holy shit. Oh my God. Just in time for the Bitcoin Bula party, as well as BitMEX trades above 66,000 bucks yet again for the third time in Bitcoin's history. This is magical times right now, my friends. Absolutely fucking love it. Sorry, I need to subdue my own excitement, but hey, look, I love a girthy green dildo just as much as anyone else out there. And look, this is the setup that we've been waiting for I think a long time now. We see 12-hour BBWP expanding off the lows, we daily BBWP expanding off the lows, and of course all the lower term time frames which were contracted into yesterday leading the party as well. That is the fucking setup, and that is something that I absolutely love to see over time as well. And what is this being resolved on? It's being resolved on volume as well. This is on GDAX, by the way, or Coinbase, whatever the fuck they call themselves nowadays. Who the hell knows? Doesn't matter. But more importantly with that, the breakout does appear to be real, barring any sort of an invalidation condition below about 63,000, and let's just call it 63,000 bucks. I do think it would be relevant to err on the side of conservativeness here, because, well, right now momentum, volatility, and trend are all within the Bulaw's favors, and the underlying market dynamics as well. So as long as Bitcoin is now above 63,000 bucks, even on a daily closure, I have nothing really bearish to say. In fact, I look at this as resolving in front of our very faces. And guess what? CME. Oh, baby fucking CME. Oh, show me your girthy green dildo, CME. As we do see the daily Stokes on CME cross back onto the upside, presumably, as we don't necessarily have the daily close just yet. It's going to take another 15 hours, 50 minutes, and 42 seconds. And holy shit, if you're here from Elio's channel right now, you're probably scratching your head. Why the fuck am I tuning into this curly-headed fuck? And why am I listening to him spit all sorts of shit onto my computer screens? Apologies for that. Yes, we do things a little bit different here. You're obviously more than welcome to stay here, but I do understand that it's not going to be for everyone, so fair enough. Anyways, with that in mind, yeah, daily CME Stokes crossing the upside with any sort of a closure above 63,200. I would go as far as saying that is a good pivot for the daily right now. And as long as Bitcoin's above there, I look at this as crossing and holding within the bullish control zone and obviously upside momentum. Of course, spot price action already led that a couple days ago over the weekend, so this would be one of those scenarios where spot price action actually did tell you before CME in an accurate fashion as well. And we even did play out a bit of a trend line right here too, which actually did not identify. So I'm very I'm sad about that. I should have identified that one. Anyways, for what it's worth, this is looking quote unquote good. So, hey, it's the fucking trend. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. I mean, again, what do we have right here? Higher low. We have another low. We have another higher low right here. Craziness. Fucking craziness. Again, at the end of the day, if there's one thing that I could potentially, possibly, hopefully impart onto anyone out there who's looking to get on this goddamn journey, which I don't know why the fuck you'd want to do that. You can just work like a regular job and have a lot more peace and quiet in your life, but fair enough. You came over here to the fucking crypto cave, so take off your pants. But at the end of the day, trend over everything else. It goes trend, volatility, momentum in my in essentially my philosophy, and this is why. Keeps things simple. No, it's not always going to be perfect. Yes, of course, at some point in time things will reverse. No shit, but for right now, it works until it don't. As to quote our little talk with Fibbo Swanee over the weekend, of which he fucking nailed this move as well, from a bit of a different metric. To be fair, well, not to be fair. I mean, it's just what he does, and that's completely fine. I mean, that is accurate, right? You know, you do expect that good technical analysis should be kind of deriving about the same things. Regardless of sort of style. That's usually a really, really good signature. Anyways, should also be noted that the measure move off of this ascending triangle right here is in line with the one spot 618 at about 68,400 or so. Of course, it's probably going to be pullbacks along the way. Very short-term timeframes like an hourly are actually still trending right here. So I suppose we have at least another drive up before we do get some sort of a pullback, very likely into a higher low. And again, I don't really have any reason to invalidate what we're looking at right here, especially as long as Bitcoin's above, let's call it 63,200, as that was the daily pivot for CME specifically. Now on the lower term timeframes, we are starting to show some signals that this one's going to get this one probably will pull back relatively soon, maybe after one more drive. Hourly BBWP is on the ceiling at 100 percentile for multiple closures in a row. Bi-hourly is just getting there as well. Now these can stay there for a while. I'd actually be looking for the full hour to get there first before we do start to see a bit of a curtailing of the short term, very likely again into a higher low. Hopefully anywhere above 64,000 bucks would look really, really good for the long term. And then of course we can start to incorporate long-term targets after that, of which do I go over to this chart? Do I have it over here? I think I have it over here. Yeah, again, on the bi-monthly right here for Bitcoin, we have been following the bi-monthly Bollinger Bands and basically closing above the top side of them to end October. Coming into November was one of the big things that we're looking for coming into this month, saying, hey, probably going to be looking at new all-time highs as this continuation of trend. Again, it is just, it really does boil it down to that sort of simplicity, at least for my sort of analysis in the sense of trend. I mean, we did close on new highs and we obviously put in a higher low right here. So that is trend continuation by definition. And as long as we're closing above the top side Bollinger Band, that does imply that volatility is expanding. So you have volatility in that metric as well. We already saw it expanding on the daily as well here. And we got momentum on the monthly as well, which I forgot to mention, which is right here, freshly crossing up into November and holding within the bullish control zone, of which the last 1, 2, 3 times we've seen that was this rally right here for a phenomenal gain over the course of the next about 400 days for 11,000%, which is ridiculous. The one after that was March 2016 for the next 671 days for 3,400% or so. And then the most recent one was probably the least impressive of those results at about, I don't know, 700% or so, all the way up, or maybe not necessarily that much, but over about 270 days or so. Anyways, going back into what I was just referencing, where was it over here? Yes, it was running over here. That does bring into the conversation where are the next essentially macro targets on a continuation drive on the bi-monthly. So we're not referencing the 4 hour right now. We're not referencing the daily right now. We're not even referencing the fucking weekly right now. So understand that these are still probably a little bit further away, or maybe talking like later this month, I think at the earliest, and probably more like middle of December if I had to guess. And well, I am looking somewhere at minimum to the one spot 272. That's probably more like a weekly target, perhaps around end of this month at about 75,000 to 76,000 bucks. But realistically, I wouldn't be looking for the next sort of, major high to get put in, not necessarily calling a macro high, but a major high to get put in before another prolonged consolidation until we get somewhere between about 85 and, like the upper 90,000 territory, maybe even 100,000 bucks. I mean, it's possible. I mean, who knows how crazy things can get when things are rallying like this. And there she goes. Holy shit. Bitcoin is actually going to the moon right now. What the fuck is going on here? I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do, but Bitcoin just keeps on. He just keeps on rallying. Wait. What the fuck? Where is my soundboard gone? No, It's wrecked. It's wrecked. Oh, I found it. Wait a second. Wait a second. Where is Bitcoin going? I need to know where Bitcoin's fucking going. Where the fuck is Bitcoin going? It's going to the moon! Holy shit! It's going to the fucking moon! It's actually going to the moon right now! Sorry, I can't contain my excitement. Look, we've been waiting for this for a while now. I think that we've called this market relatively well. Of course, there have been some mishaps along the way, and I would like to call myself out for those, but at the same time, it's looking good, man. It's looking fucking good. Okay? Don't let me drum up the whole FOMO drums right now. But look. It's going to the moon. All right, look, we're already fucking on the moon. Okay, all jokes aside, look, I want to bring this back a second into more groundedness. Okay, look, all of that excitement, it's just fucking excitement, man. It's just a little bit of fun. The real analysis is, look, there's going to be ebbs and flows in this market. There's going to be pullbacks along the way. And no, it's not going to be one straight line to the fucking moon or beyond. We're already on the moon, for the love of God. Look, a year ago, Bitcoin was like at $13,000, okay? We're already on the moon. We're already on the moon, okay? We are on the goddamn moon already! Sorry, I can't help myself. Should probably show off my testnet account as well. Again, this is not real money. This is a testnet account. Of course, you know, I can't actually like do this legally if it was a real account. So please understand. Anyways, I'm still running about the same positions. I own the 60,000, 68,000 call strike. Stupid right there. About 30 lot on the 60 and a 20 lot on the 68,000 strike. Expiring December 31st actually. So the monthlies on those ones, still holding my 33,000 long over here. And the account is now up to about 36.5 Bitcoin, which I believe started at just over 13 Bitcoin. So that is almost just under a 3x now over the course of about 5 to 6 months. This is why I love options. Just slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race. And you see me take, you know, obviously some losses on these positions. You see me take some good positions as well. Again, the idea is over time, and that's what I really want to show here. Over time, consistently, just setting up the proper ranges and buying the vol in the few times where it makes sense. Where I spent, where actually that's probably where I lost the most money, just buying those fucking lottery tickets, has been the way to go. So please do understand that. Fuck, I also forgot to say as well, Jesus Christ, man, I am all over the place today. I do apologize about that. But hey, if you do have Caretaker's RSI, there has been a new version for it. You don't need to email us about giving you access or anything. It is automatically done. All you have to do is just refresh your TradingView browser or take off the indicator and re-add it. And there is a new video on the app for the new version of the Caretaker's RSI explaining all the new bells and whistles. Anyways, okay. Other than that, I think we should actually go way back down to the lower term timeframes yet again. I'm just curious if we see any sort of divergences building up just yet. And actually, no. Even on the hourly right here, while this is getting incredibly fucking high, like extremely fucking high. At some point it will create some divergence, but that's going to imply that we have to first put in a high, then come back down, put in a higher low, and then very likely put in one more higher high on price action at minimum, whilst putting in a lower high on even the hourly, and then we'll actually have a little bit of bearish divergence right there, and that probably leads into the next like legitimate pullback. Keep in mind the 4 hours nowhere near it, and of course if you're referencing this point back in early October, don't think that's necessarily relevant, as that is more than a month ago now, and you're probably running a default period on this, which is a 14 period on your default RSI. So realistically going more than like 30 periods back is going to be very much diminished results. So I look at this as kind of like a new schedule right there, which actually does, now that I think about it, really fit into what Fibbo Swanee was saying about his sort of RSI setup from a different angle. There's something new going on right now. So cool. Anyways, I think it's perhaps time now to get into the chatties. So I'm going to turn on the alerts over here. My voice is already wrecked, and I'm going to see what else has ready for us today as the sound is now on. What's up, El Ray Leon? Long Beach in the house. Fuck yeah, man. One of the better places in California, although I don't think you could pay me to go back there. If I was going to go back, I'd go back to either San Diego or probably around Long Beach. Those places are actually quite beautiful. Check out Doggy Coin on the weekly. Oh dear Lord, we're starting off with some shitties today now, aren't we? Get my fucking shitties out. I took my dump as well, man, but yeah, Elsa was hounding me too. She's like, get out of the bathroom. Like, what the fuck? Hey, stop it. Okay, so Doggy Coin on the weekly. Is this one going to fall through its rest of market? Yes, it will. However, is it a laggard? Absolutely yes. Is it going to be the one to be in when everything else is moving? I would argue probably not. But I should probably record this video to piss off all of the Doggy Coin hodlers. Attention, Doggy Coin hodlers, a massive and a major emergency going on right now. the rest of the market is mooning and Dogecoin is not. Why? Anyways, looking at the daily right here, yeah, this one very likely does follow through. We do have 1, 2, 3 higher lows. Count them. Let me actually just throw them in right there. Boom. We got boom, and the more recent one right here, obviously. And what do we see as far as momentum oscillators go? We do actually have we do not have hidden bullish evidence falling through there as well, which is actually, again, why it's a little bit more on the weaker side. But it's very difficult to be bearish on anything within this market versus the dollar when Bitcoin is rallying here. And I expect that this one very likely does fall through back up to about 32 cents, which was our target from last week, which we actually hit and rejected from extremely nastily, but I expect that you're going to see another move like that probably over the next 5 to 10 days as well. Same thing on the weekly right here. It's weak. It's a bit of a laggard. So when you are thinking opportunity cost of being in something that's actually moving versus something that is not moving as much, well, this is the one where I'd probably be very much cognizant of that. Short-term timeframes, like a 4-hour, you have a bit of a range going on between about 28.5 cents and 25 cents. So I would be looking for that move up somewhere around your low, shallow 30 cents region if it can close a 4-hour dildo back above about 28.5 cents. If that starts to happen and you do see either a daily closure above 30 cents or a 4-hour closure above 34 cents, sorry. Oh, actually, I got that completely wrong. If you see a daily closure above about 33 cents or a 4-hour closure above about 35.5 cents, then yes, I would be looking for this one to actually really join the rest of the party. And I would be looking for targets back up towards your early June highs at around 45 cents or so. Again, a bit of a laggard here, really not an impressive chart when most things are already making new all-time highs, but it's very difficult to be bearish on something like this in this current market environment. And I would only invalidate this. I'd only get bearish on this one if it comes back down and closes the daily below about 25 cents, looking for just a shattering of price action back down to the low 20s after that. But for right now, probably all well and fine, just slow, I suppose. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Dogecoin. Dogecoin, there we go. What's up, Ricky? All right, we'll do Ethereum. Yeah, let's definitely do this one. It looks like a boss. It does indeed look like a boss, closing new all-time highs on the weekly. So let's follow up on this. In fact, this is the one that I've actually been following myself in my own accounts. This one really, really fun to trade. Actually, it trades very technically. It trades incredibly technically. In fact, just something that I've noticed a little bit more than Bitcoin. In fact, anyways. Here we have Ethereum versus the dollar, and we have new all-time highs, and this is one of the more strong ones within this market right now, as it does test 47.57 at the recording of this video here. Anyways, what happened yesterday on the weekly closure? We closed on new all-time highs. More importantly, we also closed above, we've been closed above the prior range highs, the breakout resolution highs above 4,000. So I am macro bullish on this one, mostly based off of actually our Bollinger Band charts over here, best seen on the monthly, which has been trending above the top side Bollinger Band, which does imply that we have trend. In this case, trend continuation to the upside. We have volatility with close above the top side Bollinger Band, and we have momentum as well. If we do look at momentum oscillators over here, which I actually did not already have up, but we do see that monthly stokes are crossing the upside in the bullish control zone. Anyways, to speak about the macro on this one, I would be looking at the monthly right here, and we can plot a bit of a fib extension coming out of the prior macro base. And that would be having as well as a formation target all the way up to about the 1.618 Fibonacci extension, which is at around 54 to 5,500 or so. And I would be looking for a pullback around that region, assuming that it does get there on a continuation drive, perhaps later this month of November. So again, I would be looking for a pullback from that region. I wouldn't necessarily say a macro reversal from that region, just a pullback, consolidate, and then very likely try again, perhaps to the upside if the rest of the market does allow for it. But for right now, that's kind of how I see the longer term. I think the weekly is also, no, it is not trending above the top side Bollinger Band, but will be if we do close this week above 4,900 or so. So that would also be very, 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 very good for just long-term continuation here. If we go into the short-term timeframes and come up with some areas of interest, I would invalidate short-term bullishness with a 4-hour closure below about 46.20 in this case, and I would invalidate weekly bullishness. This one going to be quite difficult on a weekly to invalidate for the time being, but it would be much lower at about 41.50 or so for that. So as long as Ethereum's above that, I just look at this as trend continuation. Yes, obviously it's very aggressive right here as well. Probably not the point of maximal entry, but I do want to highlight this as well. Weekly BBWP is coming off the lows right here. It reached a level of 9.5 percentile, and expanding from there. I mean, that's actually the lowest we've ever seen weekly BBWP ever on this one. The last time that we saw anything even really comparable was back on over here in October 2020, and that was leading up into this region right here, and this run starting at about late October at about 375 for the next 126 days, rallied up 431%. Didn't even really reverse until it got all the way up here, which is almost, I mean, this is just ridiculous. Look, I'm not saying it's going to do something like this, but just give an insight as to the severity of what these moves could potentially put in over the next 200 days, almost put in a move almost of 880%, which is really, really impressive, actually. All jokes aside, we also did have hidden bullish evidence, which we identified on the weekly a couple weeks ago. So we're just kind of seeing a lot of these things follow through. So if you are watching these videos at a later date, understand that, a lot of this was like set up well and beforehand. Very short-term timeframes, like an hourly, I would be looking for a pullback, if we do see a pullback, I'm looking somewhere right around about 46.50 or so. Again, I would not invalidate short-term bullishness, especially as long as you're closing 4-hour deltas above 46.20 to 46.30 or so. That looks, more or less good to me. And of course, there will be pullbacks. I mean, I expect this market to get very, very volatile here. But for right now, all timeframes are trending. So, let it be as it is. And hopefully that's helpful for Ethereum. Sweet, man. Luna. Okay, we can do Luna as well, certainly. You want to open up the door for some fresh air? Or are you too hot already? I'm already sweating. I'm sweating, baby. Holy shit. Let's see. Luna. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Luna's going to go too, man. Terra Luna, huh? Terra fucking Luna. Here we have Luna, Terra Luna, symbol LUNA versus the dollar, and this one is grinding up against all-time highs as it is right now, looking very, 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 very powerful. Technically speaking, do want to see an official closure above about 52.5. That's where I really would be looking for this trend to continue at a more severe rate, if you will, kind of similar to what Ethereum and Bitcoin are doing right now. BBWP coming off the lows right here, which I absolutely love, actually more like right here, which is actually one of the lowest reads that we have seen on the daily BBWP in its history, in its rather short history. Daily RSI working its way and being very comfortable within the bullish control zone, which is also obviously good, and daily Jewel remain with this upside posture and actually the whole way through, which is rather powerful as well. So technically speaking, I do want to see that confirmed closure above. All timeframes though right here are remaining in uptrends, and even the 4-hour does have a bit of a technical formation going on in the format of an ascending triangle, which does have a technical target, of course, as well on a breakout of that 52.5 region, which would be pointed up towards about 57 or so, with very likely continuation implied over time, as we do have a greater formation going on right here, which I believe does have a target up towards like 70 perhaps, or I'm just gonna guess on that one, something like that. Yeah, about 75 actually. And I'm sure that the fib and the fib extensions over here as well are going to be suggesting some more impressive targets long term. Now this would only be relevant maybe in the next couple months or so, I think at minimum, but areas of interest long term, this is again very much long term above 107, and then above there things just get way more crazy. Now I should also say there is an invalidation condition on this one, very easy on this one actually, below about 42.5 bucks. This one would invalidate pretty much bullishness on all time frames, most importantly a daily. So hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Lunar. .USD says Riccio. Oh man, you're getting all of them today, aren't you? You're getting all of them, aren't you? All right, cool. We can go look at a quick dot over here, and very similar chart to Luna actually, just grinding up the highs. I'm not going to record this one. I'll save this one for tomorrow perhaps. But I suspect it's going to move in the same fashion here, man. 4 hours doing this, basically almost a carbon copy of the last chart. Weekly did close on new highs. I'm looking for this one to continue from here. 57.17 is kind of the next area that I'd be looking for as an area of interest for a bit of a short-term pullback, and then long-term I'll be looking between about like 69 and 85 or so. Pretty impressive here on the weekly. This one's actually a very mature and healthy setup for the long term, actually. Now, there should be an invalidation condition on this as well, and where would that be? Below 45.5 on a daily. Until then, I look for a trend continuation alongside volatility expansion, and I'm gonna take a sippy sip of this water, man. I am really fucking thirsty right now. I forgot to mention too, we had a new all-time high in likes before the video literally even started, not even just the opening intro, and right now we are at 682. God damn, man. Fucking savages right now. 1,600 people in the house as well. Well, good morning to everyone out there. I hope that everyone's having a nice and healthy and safe, fun time in this crazy market environment. And, well, enjoy. These are the fun times, which we have to always juxtapose against the more community time. Yeah, we'll call it that. What's up, Hot Packet? Big thanks for all the content you give out. Hey, man, all good. Again, it's a selfish endeavor. This is a selfish endeavor. I believe strongly in the concept of selfish altruism. Help yourself, but also help other people at the same time. And then that's like the best way to make the world work. Hopefully, I think. Sweet, man. It's okay. So you've made a lot of money. Sweet. Well, again, man, I appreciate that. And that definitely speaks towards my ego, when you say something like, I made a lot of money thanks to your channel. But at the end of the day, man, like, again, I do want to sound appreciative of this, but at the same time, like, look, you put on the trades, you know, is your equity, is your decisions, not me. So you did it. You fucking did it. Anyways, quadruple U, $10 price target was hit. How we looking end of year? I don't know. Let's see. Oh yeah. This one is probably looking at continuation, man. I would be looking for a bit of a pullback relatively soon at about $11.80 to $12 or so. End of year, I would probably guess higher, but I don't know, man. It's a little bit too early to judge that right now. Monthly is just continuation here. I'd just be looking for a pullback just below $12, and then probably on a continuation drive. I don't know if it happens by end of year, but the next major area to be aware of would be like 16 to 16 and a half or so. What's up, new 510? Holy shit, man, it's been a while. Hope all as well, man. I'm back for the bull run. Oh shit, we have a lot of people who were busy during the trying times, and now they're back. But honestly, man, you know, it's kind of funny because like some people in the Discord give each other shit about that. But honestly, like that's the smart way to do it, especially if like this isn't your main your main source of income. Like, why would you want things to be more difficult than they need to be? Just come when it's easy. I mean, right now you don't like. You know, the funny part is right now, people who have zero experience, who are just fucking mongoloid apes, will be making way more money than me, way fucking more money than me, in this next segment of the market, most likely, because they have no concept of risk management and they're going to be a lot less conservative than myself. So fair enough, you know. Anyways, all good, Mr. New, all good, man, and welcome back, sir. You are more than welcome here as always, sir. What's up, Mr. Orkazai? Hopefully I'm getting that one properly. Seller daily, okay. Theme. You're looking at specifically the daily. I think Shelly likes this one too. Is that right? This one, again, a bit of a laggard here. I wouldn't say that it's bad. It's probably putting in a bit of a sloppy consolidation, as a lot of altcoins like to do. In this case, it's already at all-time highs, so I'd give it the benefit of the doubt. The question is, where does this next low come in around? You know, if things really want to drop off, I'd be looking just below 10 cents. I'm not bearish on this one long term, just, you know, maybe looking for a little bit more sideways and down here. 4 hours kind of wrecked and is not giving me any continuation divergences just yet. So it's probably a lot closer to putting in a local low here than not. But I'd really only get bearish on this one or concerned about it below about 9.8.5 cent. Long term. Until then, just looking for a bit of sideways here, and you know, assuming that it does hold, I'd be looking forward to, you know, probably join the rest of the market just at a later time and date. Because long term, I mean, this one actually has a really good chart. It holds the lows and works its way up very constructively. It's just, you know, not necessarily moving with Bitcoin right now. And I expect that you're going to see a lot of things like that as Bitcoin kind of takes the spotlight here. At least that's what I'm kind of presuming, alongside, you know, some of the other top market cap coins. I mean, we see AVAX, we see Ethereum, we see several others, Solana, of course, as well, that are just, you know, very, very impressive here too. What's up, Nicholas? Do you think the burning of secret Solana wallet, 20 million tokens over the next 30 days will have a significant impact on price? Well, I mean, if you're just thinking in terms of supply and demand, fucking obviously. But at the same time, man, like that's, well, yeah, I mean, it's relevant. So yeah, yes, I mean, theoretically it would. I don't know the underlying like tokenomics of Solana, nor do I honestly really care to. I mostly look at charts here. But at the same time, you know, just looking at this chart, all I need to do is look at the weekly and I say, okay, what's our trend? It's to the upside. We just put in a higher low right here. It's continuing right here. Weekly closed on new all-time highs. All momentum oscillators are bullish here. I'm generally looking up. I would have never known that information had you not told me, but you know, the chart will also tell you as well, because people are obviously making decisions based upon that information, as I'm guessing it's not like inside information. So yeah, all good, man. And Solana, one of the stronger, you know, just one of the stronger ones within this market, although recently obviously dumping off a little bit there, but fair enough. What's up, Wally? Oh, there he is. Wally's back. All right, kiddo. What's up, man? Higher high and higher low. Let's go. Exactly, my friend. Exactly. It's all about the trend, sir. All about the trend. Let it be your friend. The trend will be your very best friend. You just have to let it be. Don't fight the trend. Accept the trend. Accept the present moment. And the present moment knows exactly where the trend is. And the trend right now, well, I'll just leave it like that. What's up, Jack? Ethereum, Bitcoin, 4 hour and daily. Yeah, this is one that I'm very interested to look at today, because I would like to see which one is more bullish, as both of them are obviously rallying versus the dollar, Ethereum versus Bitcoin. And Ethereum, I do think, is putting in a bit of a local high right here. In fact, is this? Yes, we do have some hidden bearish divergence. Or sorry, no, that's, well, actually, hold on. Yeah, we would have some hidden bearish divergence if it does close today below about 717. Kind of chopping around there right now. I would be looking for next move down to about 7 million Satoshis even. other than that, I mean, all higher term time frames are still bullish on this, but I do expect that this one does pull back a little bit here as Bitcoin does kind of outpace it a bit. 4 hour short term should bounce, or I shouldn't say should, but very likely to bounce around here. Bounces back up to 7.3, 7.34, so are completely fine. But I do look at this as likely a high being put in for the short term on the daily. As long as you're especially below that 7.4 region. So, short term, a little bit bouncy. Daily, however, I do think is toppy here. I think that Bitcoin's going to take the reins a bit. This one obviously can drop down to like 7 million Satoshis and still be, very, very good on the daily, even as far as like 6.8, 6.85 or so. Completely fine. Long term, just short term, probably looking for a bit of continuation. What's up, Mr. Rubio? Can you check out capacity? Okay. I'm just gonna spell it in here because I've never heard of this one. Oh, all right, it's real, but that's good. Cool. Wow, powerful move right there. Very powerful move. No time frames given, so I don't really know where you want me to go with this one. First retest of your prior high is going to be a pullback. Yep, that's to be expected. Short term, are we bouncing a little bit more first or not? I don't have a strong opinion on that. I do think this one will work its way a little bit lower before it's all said and done, probably somewhere around about 1800 and then tries for a higher low around there. I would get bearish on this one below 1500 on a daily, however, and look for it to cough up the rest of its rally. The problem with this one is that long term it trends towards zero. But do we have a weekly reversal here? We do have a higher low and we don't have a higher high just yet, so it's definitely possible, but well, fair enough. Maybe I should give it the benefit of the doubt. I'll hold off on saying anything on the very long term. Just short term, a bit of sideways and down. I would look for higher lows around 17 or 1800 or so. New says, Krown bro, the hair is bullish as usual. Thank you, New bro. I appreciate that, man. We missed you, New bro. Dad Rakis says, hope you're doing well, sir. Thank you. I hope you're doing as well, man. Would you mind checking out Uni, a daily and 4 hour? This is Unicorn Swap, Elsa's favorite coin. I tried to get her to buy some with her Ethereum, but she's hodling with the force of 10,000 virgins right now. And looking at Uni, yeah, this one's very likely to join the rest of the market too. It is a setup here, just a laggard. Again, let's actually record this one. Here we have Uniswap, symbol UNI versus the dollar. And while this one isn't necessarily moving with the rest of the market, this is not to say that this is a bad setup. It's just slower and moving like molasses and thinking in terms of opportunity cost. Probably not the one that I really want to be looking at right now, but fair enough. We do have a bit of a range going on right here. It is a healthy consolidation, to be fair. We do have those higher lows that we love. Just want to see it break above about 27 and 35 cents, and I'll be looking for a run back around your, I'm guessing, September highs. At around early September highs at about 31.5 bucks. Above there, things look a lot better on the macro, and there is an invalidation below about 24.5 bucks in this case. But as far as momentum oscillators go and volatility is on the ground. So again, we have higher lows, wedging ourselves into this, a sunny triangle. Volatility is on the ground. I'm very likely looking for an upside resolution. Just the question is kind of, when moon, sir. Daily RSI is neutral to slightly bullish, if anything. Not really giving me too much right there. And I do want to see what it looks like, just in case. USD. And what do we have? Got actually daily still turning down with the closure today below 26.5, so perhaps a little bit more under pressure than what I am currently considering. 4 hour is showing 25.20 in order to keep short-term momentum to the upside. So again, I would say invalidation on the bullishness here, or the bullish setup below about 24 and 24.5, 24 and 3/4 on a daily. 4 hour does look like it's just putting a higher low right here. Hidden bullish efforts come off that, so I'm looking for short-term sideways and up back around that area, and then if the daily closes above there, then probably more good, I suppose. Hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for unicorns. Nice, man. Very nice. What's up, Braymac? GLCH versus Wrapped Ethereum. Oh. All right. See what we got here. Well, if it's rallying versus Ethereum, then it's probably pretty fucking strong, and it is. It is. Oh, man. That coffee is coming up real hot right now. Oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, look, This is kind of the same setup that we just saw before as well. Where's your prior range highs? Right here. I'm generally looking for a move back around there, but I wouldn't get too excited on this one until you actually close above that region, which is like, is that number? Dyslexia is hurting me right now. 4,400,000 butyrols or whatever the fuck. Invalidation on short-term bullishness below yesterday's spike low. Looking for moves down to 2388 after that. Until then, probably okay. It's just I'm always a little bit skeptical about very illiquid coins that only trade against wrapped Ethereum pairs, but fair enough. It's got the same setup that everything else does. Above that level, this thing I don't really have price targets for. It's just generally going to be really, really good, I suppose. And again, very impressive to be outpacing Ethereum for the short term here. So that is, to be notified of. Nico Wild says Polka Bridge. Okay, so man, all these Polka things. We have Polka Bridge. We have Polka. Shit. EBR. Isn't that a shitty beer? Yeah, we tried looking at this one last week, I remember. And okay, here we go. It's goddamn. It's first wrapped Ethereum as well. Good. I mean, it's good. It's just it put another consolidation right here, flagged out and breaking it. I would be looking for new highs on this one today. This one's actually a very simple chart. Below 40, what is this, 41.5. I'm looking for it to fall apart again, somewhere back down around about 242 or so. But until then, just continuation of trend. Momentum oscillators are healthy for what it's worth right now. Volatility is a little bit more suspect for a bit of a local high being put in somewhat soon. But I think that you got maybe another drive to the upside. No real price targets on something like this, man. I really would not feel comfortable with that. But good for now, definitely. What's up, Mr. Gwynn? There he is. Hey, all good, brother. All good. Sweet, man. If you're ever in Dallas, Texas, drinks on me. Not a big drinker myself, but if you have the other tumbleweeds around there, then that's all good. But you know what, man? I actually do have a great deal of respect for Texas just because it's one of those states that, like, if I had to go back to the U.S., I'd probably go back somewhere around there. Austin looks super cool. Dallas looks pretty... Actually, I had a good friend who lived in Dallas for a while. He loved it. He absolutely loved it. And I don't know, man. I just... For whatever reason, like, we always hear, like, bad things about Texas, from the news and shit like that. But there's something that I notice about people that I meet from Texas, more importantly, that I think stands out above anything else, and I think is incredibly respectful and very just cool. Usually happy people. They're usually fucking happy people, which is great, man. What's up, Druified? My pants are off. Ooh, baby. All right. Let's get this party started. Kadena, KDA. See, suppose we'll record this one. I've been holding off on recording some on this because I thought it was like a random coin, but I'm fucking going. That is one hell of a thing right there, though, man. What the actual fuck? Let's see. Okay, cool. All right, well, I guess we'll record this one. Here we have Kadena, symbol KDA versus the dollar, and this run has been very impressive. And while I haven't recorded a video on this during these live streams for the past couple weeks here, I have been bullish on it up until this time. I do think this one's very close to finding a high. Does it have maybe one more drive towards $34 or $35 before that next high gets put in? I do think it's actually somewhat likely here. Lower term timeframes are starting to show a little bit of sell pressure. We do see volatility on the ceiling, but for right now, the trend still remains your friend, and I don't have a reason to invalidate short-term bullishness as long as your close in 4-hour deltas above about 12.15 that is. Until then, I suppose I do look for the next upside area to get hit, which is somewhere around about $34 to $35, and I would be very respectful of very likely a nice pullback from that region at the minimum, probably even a nice local high as well on the daily. We do see daily RSIs getting way the fuck up there above 90, which has actually never been higher than that before. Very interesting. It's somewhat of a new chart, so I would like to look at the 12-hour as well. 12-hour is right at the same level as our last consolidation area, so again, either here or like a little bit. It's already at 20. Okay, hold on. 34 to $35. That's a lot if this thing's already at $20.50. I don't know if I'd necessarily stick with that. I think it's probably a lot more close to putting a high than not. 24.25 is probably a more relevant area for right now. And we actually have tested just around that region on an hourly closure. So you're looking for a little bit of choppiness right here. Short term is up. I mean, all timeframes are uptrending right now. So I am respectful of that. And I suppose I would be at the minimum looking for another retest of $24. I just want to see this one close above its current high structure. And then, yes, I suppose at that point, I guess I would be looking at $34 to $35. That's crazy as it does sound, but again, this one's a lot closer to putting in a local high than not. So I'd be very cognizant of that. Until then, the trend is your friend, and this one's literally probably putting in a higher low right here. Very interesting. I'm just curious if we can see it from one more angle. Not that I think that this would matter too much in this case, but 4-hour stocks will pop back up above 22.88. Okay. Daily will pop back up above 22.50, and just won't even have a weekly. Not really. What about the hourly? Hourly's flippy floppy above 17.75. So yeah, if you can start to hit some of those pivots, I suppose I'm looking for one more drive higher. But again, very close to hitting a high here. I do think volatility is the one that's really kind of speaking towards that fact. We do see 4-hour BBWP on the ceiling. Hourly's already, gotten there a few times, but that's not super concerning. The 12 hours there and the daily should be there. It is there. I think it stays there maybe for another couple days, and then we do see this one very likely reverse a bit. But impressive for now, and there you go for KDA. Or actually, I should offer up, where would I be looking for on downside? Shit, man, the old saying goes, the way you go up is the way you come down, and this thing went up like a rocket ship, so you can kind of imagine where that'll come down to. I think I'll hold off on retracement targets until we get the actual high put in here, so hopefully that was helpful, and there you go for Cadena. Cool. Adam Lindbergh in all capitals says, Bitcoin very respectful, getting knocked down as it passes. Okay. Don't need to yell at me, man. But thank you for letting us know. I don't think that I would call this a rejection right here just yet, however. In fact, I don't look at it as rejection at all right now. Even on the hourly for the time being. Crypto Burger says, hello from Florida. What's up, man? How you doing? Hopefully keeping away from the goddamn crocodiles over there. Or is it the gators? What's fucking hilarious, man? Like, we were reading this story about Florida where this guy, I guess he had like an altercation with some Wendy's drive-through, and to solve the altercation and I suppose win it, and you tell me if you think this is winning the altercation, he threw a live alligator into the drive-through window, which is very Florida. Very Florida. If you're not familiar with Florida, it's the weirdest, most amazing place in America, I guess. I don't know about amazing, but it's very, very bizarre place. It's also pretty nice place as well, to be fair. Disney World's there, not Disneyland. Disneyland is in Anaheim. Normally catch you on replay, but can't sleep during this uptrend in the market. Well, hey man, good to have you here, man. Good to have you here. I understand it's very, very late there, so all good. If you need to get your sleep, which I'm very, very militant about, I understand. It's all good, man. The replay will always be there, my friend. Bob Smazdars, Bob S. What's up, Bob? Pants off, dance off. When Matic Moon. That one actually was moving last week when most of the market was kind of sideways here. It's still good. Still very, very good in my opinion. Maybe we record a video on this one. All right. Here we have Polygon symbol MATIC versus the dollar, and a still very healthy consolidation overall, as long as it does remain above, and this would be the invalidation above about 175, the same area that I think we've had marked off here for the last week and a half now. As long as above that region, I do look at this as very likely reaccumulation at a high level, and a break above the current high structured at about 212 would initiate technical targets much higher, actually. Areas of interest along the way at 240, and a measured move actually much higher than that, just shy of $3. With that in mind, 4-hour right here is looking like it's putting a higher low, or actually it's already confirmed a higher low. I imagine we already have it in bullish, or actually we have regular bullish numbers come off that one, and volatility's on the ground. I'm looking for short-term up, probably back up towards $2 or so. Does it test the tops of the range after that? Perhaps yes. I just want to see a closure above that region, preferably on a 12-hour daily. And then, yeah, I'm looking for the next move up, again, with the invalidation condition in mind. But a very, very good chart right here. And you do see that daily BBWP is contracting into this higher low as well, which is, in my opinion, a good sign for trend continuation. In this case, that would imply more upside long-term. Weekly, just generally good. I don't really have any issues with it. I mean, it's just an uptrend. That's what it is. Very good. Powerful chart right there. Just kind of looking at the long term. Curious if maybe if maybe this lines up with one of our invalidations. And oh wow, interesting. Daily Stokes will actually turn back up above 207. So above there, things start to look really, really good for this this next breakout on the daily specifically. 4 hours already short term trending to the upside. I'd be looking for a test around like just over $2 or so. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Matic. Not bad, man. There he is, J3F, Sol USD. We wishing you the best, wishing you the best as well, man. Thank you for that. It always feels nice, man. It's like, it's free to do. So like, why not fucking do it? Why not fucking do it, man? Let's go over here. Lana. Wow. Man, that is a hell of a chart. Let me take a sip of this, and then perhaps we'll record this one. Let me just see how many videos we already got. I see someone asking about exchanges. Yeah, okay, I'll do a subtle shill right here. So for exchanges, the exchange that I like, and that is actually regulated in America, is Interactive Brokers. I understand that like not everyone's an American and doesn't have to adhere to those rules. If you want to use the Wild West crypto exchanges, I do have. This is a bit of a referral shill. I'll just let you know. You don't need to fucking use this. But there is a link in the description below for Femex, actually, which I've actually met their CEO, and he's basically sold me on the fact that they're gonna make a really, really good-hearted effort to actually, and this actually does mean a lot to me, but actually like remain around for the long term. And that link does reduce your trading fees, and I think there's like a $1,200 or $1,300 deposit bonus, whatever the fuck it is. You know, if you're new to trading, don't leverage trade, like for real. There's no reason to use 100x ever. I understand there are sometimes, but fair enough, man. All right, and there you go. You also don't have to use the link as well if you don't want to. I mean, type it in the top of your browser. Same shit. All right, cool. Let's look at Solana over here, and yeah, okay. So you want to look at very low term time frames. I think this would be warranted to do a general overview on this one. I just want to see how many videos I already have for today because kind of overloading the internet a bit too much. Let's see. It's the 8th. The 8th. Okay. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We might as well make the 7th Solana. Whoopsies. Here we have Solana, Sol versus the dollar, and you know, this one was one of the first movers coming in from last week, making new all-time highs. Now it looks like Bitcoin and Ethereum kind of playing catch up for what it's worth at the current moment. But as you know, as of this moment, this one is kind of putting in a bit of a local high here, and I would be looking for it to drop a bit lower. Actually, not to say that's bearish. It's not a bearish chart, but coming back down anywhere around about 235 is fair game here, and setting in presumably a higher low. 4-hour RSI is a little bit more on the bearish side. Hourly is kind of the same thing here as well, trending a bit. Having a bit of a short-term downtrend. So I would be looking for continuation somewhere around about 235, maybe even 238, 239 or so, and then try for a higher low around there. Daily, I imagine, has the ever so slightest amount of bearish divergence, but it is present. So yeah, short term a bit corrective. Long term, I still like this chart. Obviously, the weekly is, for lack of a better technical term, fucking bullish. Very, very good right there. And I would be looking for new all-time highs, maybe even this week, but probably next week. That is, as this one is just continuation of trend. It's very strong, one of the strongest charts in the whole cryptocurrency landscape. Areas of interest to the upside on a continuation drive, I suppose, I guess I already have them out right here, would be around 275. Until then, you know, just short term a bit of sideways and down. If you're just on the daily here, I don't think anything's super majorly concerning. I'd only be short term concerned on a 12-hour or daily closure below about 230, 231 in this case. And then I'd be looking for a retracement down to about 215 to 220. And even still then, I mean, to still be holding an uptrend. So at the end of the day, I am bullish on all the higher term timeframes, just short term timeframes a bit more corrective, and, you know, still looking at targets towards 275 or so. Just curious what it looks like. Or I already have it up on over here. So let's see, 4-hour, yep, corrective, down as long as below 254. Hourly, up as long as above 242.80. So maybe short term, a bit of ebb and flow here. Daily, going to be freshly crossing down below 260, but keep in mind we do have this trend line here that would obviously imply it does come down a little bit more. So yeah, again, I still kind of stick with that. A little bit short-term corrective, long-term still good. Just be aware of where those invalidations are, and really, again, I'm just not bearish on something that looks like this as long as you're especially above 215. It was, I believe, on a daily now. Long-term, very, very good. So hopefully that's helpful, and there you go for Solanas. What's up, Martin Hunt? Only just tuning in. All good, man. AVAX BTC on the daily. Okay, let's see what we got. I'm guessing this one probably is outpacing Bitcoin for the time being. Daily, very good. Very, very good here. Very, 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 very good. And this one actually speaks volumes to me as well, because this one's been in a long-term uptrend versus Bitcoin, whereas most things are in long-term downtrends versus Bitcoin. Powerful, man. I'm looking for this one to work its way up towards about 154,000 Satoshis, something like that. Weekly is even better. I'm probably looking for long-term continuation. Just this was your next higher low right here. It looks like to me, second that this thing closed on a new high, well, you have continuation by definition, and at that point, you're kind of in a blue sky breakout. It's definitely one of the better altcoins. And I'm speaking as someone who doesn't really know the fundamentals of pretty much any altcoin. I can just look at this chart and say this altcoin particularly stands out amongst many others. What's up, Go Lucky? Keep it up, my fucking man. Nice emoticons right there. Simply Gains, HTR Daily. You like this Hathor thingy, don't you? HTR USD. Okay, you're looking at the daily as well. Good. Yeah, it's breaking out right here. So this one's actually, I think it's just about done it. Problem is, I would be looking for a bit of a pullback off of this $1.5 level, and I believe you just hit it. Yeah, you did just hit it actually to the T. So short-term time frames probably do pull back a little bit here, but as long as you're above about 121, 122 region, I'm just looking for continuation trend. In fact, the hourly is already reaccumulating at a very high level, so I wouldn't be surprised to see this one actually push through over the next couple of days. This one's also being done on volume, big volume, I should say, and probably looking at a move back around your prior, 175 to $2 highs or so over time. Good. It's following through. Powerful. Is 118 to 125 significant support to hold? Yeah, you want to hold like your last high right there. Yeah, I would say so. I'd be a little more on the lower end of that, however, like 118. What's up, Mr. Gwyn? He's back. PFE day week. Okay, so we got, is this a stock? Is this a real stock? Oh, thank the Lord, it's a stock. Oh, fuck, it's this stock. It's Pfizer. God damn it, man. The flu stock, huh? It is bullish here, but these ones are going to be very fundamentally driven, obviously. Now, for what it's worth, I'm going to tell you what you already know. This is phenomenally fucking strong. Wow. Holy shit. Very, very strong, actually. Now, what time frames are we looking at? Daily, weekly. Okay, we're on a weekly right now. Again, same thing as some of the crypto charts that we saw earlier. You got a new higher low right here. I imagine we already have hidden bullish evidence. Oh, what do you fucking know, man? Been staring at goddamn charts for too long in my life, but what do we have right here? We have an uptrend, and I'm looking for this to resume. Probably in this case, we're already at all-time highs, so probably goes for new all-time highs, I suppose. Short-term time frames, which I know you didn't ask for, we do see a big gap at about 43.5. I'm actually not concerned with that at all. This is what's called a professional gap. It's this because it's on volume right here and it's breaking above your prior range highs. Very likely gets fall through, short-term to like $50 or so. Probably pulls back there again short-term, and then long-term, I'm probably generally looking for this one to continue upwards and onwards towards new all-time highs. I don't think I have like real targets for something like this. Hey, why is my goddamn fibs not? Anyways, I guess on a break of all-time highs, I'm looking for like 55, 56 or so. But again, realize that this one's going to be very fundamentally driven. So that's also why I don't like playing stocks in general. Like, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. Scape Art says, Krown, tell Krown, wag me, bro. I'm wagging me off too, bro. Wag me off, bro.
Come on, bro. We're going to go behind the alleyway. Okay? Watch some Ethereum charts and I'm gonna fucking wag me off. You wanna wag off too? Yeah, bro. Love to fucking get wagged off to Ethereum.
Who knows where the fuck that one comes from, man? Hey, what's up, Gordon Finch? Appreciate it, man. Very much appreciate it. I'm having a good time, man. Hopefully you are as well. Moose Down Under says, Shalom. Hello, good sir. Shalom. Gala USD, daily, weekly, monthly. Ketos, hey, there we go. Some good old Finnish right there. That accounts for about 33% of the whole Finnish language that I know. I know how to say thank you, hello, and goodbye, which, by the way, are the same word, and also sniff the C word, which equates to fuck you. Also thinks that's really funny. Finnish people have some very weird sayings and everything. Like, instead of saying like fuck you or fuck off, they say go sniff the C word, which YouTube really does not like that word, so I'm actually going to hold off on saying it. I'll say the other words, but they really don't like that word. Like that word and then the flu word, they really don't like those C words. Like, very, very nasty. What is this chart doing right here? It's not doing much, obviously. Bit of a range going on right now. Does it pull through with the rest of the market? Kind of have to be thinking that, in this current environment. But in the topic of opportunity cost, I don't think it's the most interesting thing right here. Obviously, above about 11.5 cent, looking really, really good. Below about 7.6, looking bad. That's really all I have to say about this one. I don't really have any major. I know this is not too helpful, but if I had to call it right now, probably is going to try a bit of a short-term upside move, but. You're in the middle of a range. This is like a no trade zone for me by definition. Probably going to fall through to the upside. Kind of have to be erring on the side of upside in this market right now. Cool. Love you as well, Mr. John Worm. I call my PP a worm. Also likes it too. It's like, all right, it's time to tend to the garden, baby. It's worm action. Northwest says, can please look at Solana? We actually switched my BTC to Solana. Do you mean traded? You traded your Bitcoin to Solana. Sorry, it's just a big pet peeve for me when someone says, I'm going to switch, or they also say, like, I'm going to convert my shitcoin XYZ to Bitcoin. It's like, you mean a fucking trade. Like, understand what you're doing, man. It's called a trade. Little bit of trading. You traded your Bitcoin to Solana, so trying to make sure that was okay move. Well, again, we already looked at Solana, but we could do Solana Bitcoin pairing, and long term, did put in a local high right here. No, I think it works its way down a little bit. Minimum like 35,000 Satoshis, and then maybe puts in a low there. Long term, it's very, very good, but you didn't even include a time frame, and I'm very inclined to say that it's probably not wise for me to speak a little bit more towards that. But yeah, I'm looking for short-term down 35,000 satoshis, and then we'll come back after that. Ben0613 has the best question of the day. Hi, what's the moon song called? Oh, I'm glad you asked. It's a classic by RuPaul from RuPaul's Drag Race called To the Moon. If you couldn't have guessed it. Yeah, man. So Elsa loves this show. It's called RuPaul's Drag Race. And so she's kind of like forced me to watch sometimes. It's actually kind of interesting, man. It's kind of, no, I do enjoy it. Like I understand, like it's a fucking art form and everything. It is kind of funny. Like, look, you know, I'm not really exposed to that sort of culture, so it's a bit of a laugh sometimes. You know, some of those guys are interesting, but it is also very, very entertaining, and they play that song there, so that's how I found it. Look at XCAD, sure, man. All right, what do we have here? Very powerful. Wow. One of the best charts we've seen today, actually. You know, short term looks like it's pulling back a little bit, probably pulls back a little bit more to like 687, 685 region, but I am looking for one more drive to the upside, assuming that 650 holds to the downside in the short term. Kind of similar to one of the other charts that we looked at, where it's like, I'm probably looking at this one as very close to a high rather than not. Yeah, $7.50, and I think this one very likely does put in a local high. But it's good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's very, very good. Holy shit, Bitcoin 66,400. Is it time for the girthy cyan dildo party? I don't know. Could very well be. Let's see. Okay, Prad Bit is back. He's back. Sorry, Blackjack, I just skipped over you. Yes, we did just look at Matic, so I also recorded that one as well. It'll be uploaded later. I'm guessing I'm just getting this comment a little bit later. Prad Pitt. So hopefully we learned from last time. Just take some time to get the comments, man. That's all. I'm not going to skip you or anything like that. Bond, daily, weekly, monthly. Tell me something good. Coin Bureau and Invest Answers are bullish on this project. Aren't they bullish on everything? I don't really know those guys. I just know that, like, I know the names just because, like, they're humongous channels, but I mean, that's usually what like big channels do, is like they're just bullish and everything. You know, I've been making these videos for Elio Trade's channel. It's very interesting to see like the thought process that his team goes through when they brand the videos, which I respect. Like, obviously I get it. You have to play the YouTube game, but it's always like the most egregious targets that I'll say, hey, you know, maybe like a year down the road, this might get hit. It's like plus 1,000% this next month. I'm like, wait, whoa. I don't know about that one, man. Anyways, Bond. Yeah, man, again, it looks very similar to all the other charts. It's putting in a constructive higher low over here. It's probably going to work its way up. Is it any more impressive than any of the other charts that we've seen today? No, it's not. It's a bit of a laggard. It's still a range, and it's not making new ultimas with the rest of the market. So it is, in terms of opportunity cost, weak. It's relatively weak. But look, where did I get excited about this thing? Back above $39.50. And then, yeah, I'm probably looking for this one to go for a run. Other than that, I don't really have strong opinions on things like this. It's a bit too new, and also it's just not super impressive for the short term right here. Again, it's very likely to follow through with Bitcoin and the rest of the market. Maybe you do have a bit of perceived targets long term, somewhere around about 45 to 47 bucks. And, you know, very long term, might even be looking at 50 to 60 if things really get crazy. But you know, right now it's, you know, thinking in terms of opportunity costs, it's not like at all-time highs like many other of the stronger things in this market are. Tell me something good. Like, there's not a fucking monthly on. Look, man, I need to address this right now. I need to address it. We're gonna look at Bond. So our good friend here, again, he's a good guy. Or actually, wait, we might have more history here. Nope, we don't. Even less. Okay, look, when you're talking about a weekly or a monthly, man, or even a fucking daily on something that's been around since April, it's not going to work. Like, here's your monthly. There's nothing to make out of this chart. A weekly, barely, fucking barely. We really need to see like years of history before we start looking at weeklies, in my opinion. Daily's fine, I suppose. It's okay here, but again, you know, it's going to fall through with the rest of the market. Just not really, not super interesting right now, in my opinion. But hey, you know, teach their own, right? Teach their own. I don't want to influence you against it. It's, you know, like I said, it's probably going to fall through. Mind Evo says, Lord, just regular Krown today, man. All good. CRO USD daily, weekly. Okay. Yeah. So this one is a good example of something that does have a weekly to be looking at, because it's been around for a long time, since 2017, actually, which means we should go check out Bittrex. Yeah, there we go. Powerful crypto.com. All right. Here we have crypto.com, symbol CRO versus the dollar. And it looks like we hit our 2.618 target from, I think it was last week. That happened very fast, a lot faster than I would have ever guessed. So with that in mind, I do want to go down to the daily here, and I would say, and let me actually just mark this area off so that we can get it nice and properly done. If you do start to close today's daily doodles above, what is that, about 30 cents, 40 cents, kind of where we're at right now, here or higher by end of day in the next 16 hours, 45 minutes and 11 seconds, I suppose I would be looking for the next area of interest into the shallow to mid 40s, between about 43 and a quarter and 46, with potential next major high somewhere right around 50 cents over time. Not happening today or tomorrow, but perhaps in the next like month or two. Weekly, very, very good, very bullish. Like obviously this project is legit. It's done something rather incredible here. I would not invalidate any sort of short-term bullishness as long as you're especially above 34 cents in this case. Even the short-term timeframes are trending here as well, so all timeframes are trending. 4 hour even has some hidden bullish evidence short-term, so I'm probably looking for a bit more continuation. Hourly, same thing. All momentum also is bullish. Volatility on the daily is saying that we're probably very close to a high relatively soon, but I think it's got one more drive to the upside and then very likely puts in a high and works its way back down around the mid 30s and tries for another base there. But long term, very good, very, very good here. Just maybe one more drive to the upside and then a bit of a local high very likely gets put in. Then we'll come back to it after that. So hopefully that was helpful. And actually, before we leave this, go over here. I'm just curious to see what this one looks like from this angle. Yeah, daily momentum remains the upside as long as above 35 cents. Good. 4 hour is going to freshly cross up above 36 cents. Yeah, I'm looking for a continuation probably today. This is very, very good. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for CRO. Poncho, Mr. Empire, there he is, my good man, my fucking good man. I always like seeing the Discord, man, because you're Mr. Chill, like Mr. Mark B, Mr. Plums. We got a lot of chill people. I like it. It makes it very easy to like just chat and shoot the shit, man. Fucking love it. AVAX, baby, daily, weekly. I think it pulls a soul. Yeah, it would definitely be a contender for something like that, man. This one was making new ultimate, I believe, over the weekend. Yeah, and right now as well. So this is, again, thinking in terms of opportunity cost. This one's actually stronger than Bitcoin, actually. Very, very good chart right here. And just had a fresh breakout. Wow, Jesus, we're on the wrong one. This one or fuck it. I've hit this and charted it as well. And I think I had a $100 target on this one as well, and it is getting a hit. Yeah. Wow. It's already in. Wow. What the fuck? It actually went to. Holy shit. Yeah, because I charted this one out on these red arrows right here. That's. All right. Look, if you saw that video either on my channel or Elliot's channel, like this doesn't always happen this fast. Just as an aside, like this is kind of an outlier. I'll record this one. No, I think I'll wait. I'll leave this one for tomorrow. But holy shit, man! Like, all right, let's see. Let's see where we're at in the grand scheme of things. Okay, I think we're very, very close to a local high. I'm gonna take more aggressive. I'm gonna take a more aggressive extension on this. I do think this one's gonna probably tag $100. Probably finds its next high somewhere around about $1.01 to $1.05, and I would be looking for some sideways and down after that. But for now, trending on all time frames, 4 hours still healthy right here. Yeah, BBWP is on the ceiling, but 4 hour RSI still says got a little bit more, probably one more drive up. If I had to guess, somewhere around $100, probably pulls back short term from there, from the psychological resistance, and then I'll be looking maybe over the next week or two towards that 105 region, and then that probably does provide a nice local high. Daily still very healthy as well. Daily RSI, good. Daily BBWP, good. I'm really not looking for like a major macro high or even just a major high in this case until daily BBWP gets above 90 percentile minimum, but preferably like above 95 percentile. So I think this one's got a little bit. I think this one's very, very good. One of the best charts, if not the best chart we'll see today, I think. Let me take another sippy sip of this. Do I think you look like a hamster? Not particularly. No. What? A hamster? I think you sound like a bird, but you don't necessarily look like a hamster. Simply Gain says no weekly low printed, quite rare in Bitcoin history. What? I don't know what you mean by that. No weekly low printed. Bitcoin's last weekly high or low was at $44,000 over here, if that's what you mean. But I don't know exactly what you mean. I think I'm missing some portion of that statement because that doesn't make too much sense to me on first. What's up, Lindsay Ford? Hey, good sir from New York. New York. All right, sweet. Could you please check out CLS? Oh, a real stock. Okay, sweet. Good. All right, trusted New Yorkers to look at something that is legitimate and Well, actually, a very non-interesting stock chart here. It does look like it's going through a very long-form accumulation on the weekly, specifically. Now, what time frames were out? Daily, weekly. Okay, cool. You said, I've held through hell. Was I a good little hodler? You are a good little hodler. The problem is that Boolah Jesus does not just reward those who blindly follow. It's like, I always used to see this in cryptocurrency land where people would be like, I've been hodling for a long time and I deserve these gains. It's like, no, you don't. There's no fucking rule that says if you hodl, you deserve gains. In this case, it does look like it's going through a long form accumulation here, but to be fair, when I say long form accumulation, Lindsay, this one can go on for another year easily. Still between about $40 and where it's at right now at 20. It could easily do that. In fact, I think you're not going to see a breakout above about $40 anytime soon. I mean, I think at minimum, like around Q2 to Q3 of this coming year. Short term, what are we looking at, right? Short term even has a local high, and probably short term comes back down to like $16 or so. But again, long term is this an accumulation? Probably yes, but man, you're gonna be waiting for potentially a long time in that. I'm guessing like maybe you work for this company or something, or you got like some stock options perhaps, or I don't know what compels you to hodl it for a long time, just out of curiosity. I'm always interested to like understand people's thinking process with something like that. Nico Wild, yep, we looked at Polka Bridge. We're not going to fucking CoinGecko. I'm sorry, man. We're not going to any trading view because I'm not even going to have like, again, the tools that I would need. I could just tell you about trend, and we looked at it versus Ethereum, and this is obviously very, very good. So it must be doing extremely well versus the dollar if that's the case, if it's outpacing Ethereum. Other than that, I just don't have a. I know it's annoying, man, and I don't want to come off as rude, but I have a great idea on that one. Whale Chatter says Cardano USD short term. Carderpios are coming in hot, and well, is she gonna pull through? Probably yes. Yeah, it is gonna pull through here, isn't it? All right, fuck it, we'll do it. We have Carderpio, symbol ADA versus the dollar, and what do we have? It looks to me like this one is gonna nearly complete the bear trap with, well, probably sometime this week, actually. I still want to see a confirmed daily closure above about, or even a 12-hour closure above about 218 in this case. Sorry, 217. It's 217, that is. And then I'd say that this is a confirmed bear trap, and then you're going to be looking at moves back around about 240 to 250 or so. Still, in terms of relatively weak to relatively strong, this one is, a laggard to the rest of the market. Is it going to fall through to the upside, based off the strength of the broad market? Yes, I do think so. I just want to see that closure above there first, and then, next targets kind of subside. Daily RSI is, rejection of the bearish control. It had plenty of chances to break down. If this was going to happen, I think it would have happened last week. This is shaping up to be a bear trap, in my opinion. Daily BBWP on the ground, as this one does put in a higher low. Yeah, this one's probably reversing relatively soon. Long-term, weekly, still not. I mean, long-term is a very impressive chart, yes, but compared to like what other things are doing right now that are already making new all-time highs, not as much. So while I do think that's going to fall through, it's just how fast that going to happen is well, I'll let the market answer that one, sir. And we're recording this, so maybe I'll do a little bit more. 4 hour short term, yeah, upside, probably looking for a move towards 212 or so. Just want to see it close above this region. Outlook pretty damn good. All momentum also are bullish on all the shorter term timeframes here as well. Volatility is increasing alongside an uptrend confirmation, and momentum also is pointed up. Yeah, I do think it's going to follow through for what it's worth. Hopefully that's helpful, and there you go for Cardano. Cool. Let's see. TJ Arguin says, I know it's your show, so please ignore. Don't mean to interrupt. Oh, good, man. I mean, that's what we have the chats for. It's all, you don't have to apologize, man. It's all good. But if you have a minute, could you check out ERG? Okay. Is this a stock or a crypto? So I'm going to type in, okay, I'm guessing it's a crypto because something like that popped up. But let us know if I'm incorrect in that assumption. Let's see. You know what I'm going to say on something like that, man. Like it does look like a reversal right here. You do have your higher low. You're trading above your last range highs. Probably is going to work its way back up towards $13 or so over time. Other than that, it's a little bit new. It's certainly on the newer side. Short term probably pulls back from like 11, 13 or so, maybe all the way back down to like 10, 1040 to 10.5. But I'm looking at this as very likely reversal. The only thing that's a bit concerning to me is that I don't see reversal volume, but I see a reversal signature on daily Jewel, which I rather like, and daily RSI's regular bullish evidence come off the lows as well. So I'm very likely looking at this one as popping back up, probably somewhere around $13 over the next few weeks here. It ain't bad. What's up, Empire? I forgot to mention the AVAX versus SOL ratio looks bullish. Yeah, let's check it out. Oh, wait, AVAX versus SOL. Okay, so we need to do this. All right, this is actually going to be really interesting to me. Fuck, man. Should have gone with AVAX over Solana's. Yeah, you're right. This is FB. Fucking bullish. Yeah, wow. Holy shit. Look at that. The weekly is just like starting to trend again. Powerful AVAX, man. It's in the name. It's in the name. We have AVAX. Don't hate me, YouTube. Simply Gain says likelihood of Ethereum hits 10,000 in the next 3 to 6 months. I wouldn't give a time frame on it, but so let's play a hypothetical situation. What if Bitcoin gets to $100,000? Would it be relevant to look at Ethereum at 10,000? Probably yes, because Ethereum very likely would have more potential upside than Bitcoin. And that would be almost a 2x from where we're at right now. Obviously a little bit less than that, but Ethereum basically going a 2x from where we are right now to 10,000. I think that would be reasonable. What time frame did that happen in? I think anywhere between about 2 to 4 months. If this really is like the Bitcoin move right here, I think it very likely is, but I can be wrong on that. So I'd be less inclined to put like a time frame on that, and more inclined to just say, well, let's make a relationship between what the actual charts are showing and doing, and then come up with it from there. Because I just think that's more useful, and more like substantiated as well. BK says CVX versus wrapped Ethereum for daily and weekly. Sure. Okay. Convex token. Weekly looks like a little bit of a high, but daily says no. I'm gonna guess that this one's probably just ranged on the short-term timeframes. Yeah, it is. Okay, so where's our range? Actually, this one's very simple. Hey, let's just chart this time frame right here because you asked about short-term timeframes specifically. We have a range between about 5 number right here and that 668 number at the top side. I do think this one will test the downside short-term, somewhere down around about 558, somewhere in the middle of this range here. Daily, what do we see? Daily still good long term. I mean, that's just another higher low. We have hidden bullish evidence come off that low. So short term, a little bit of downside probably bounces off that mid 5 number. Weekly, I would be inclined to be calling a top here on the weekly, but I don't think that that's what's going on. I think it's just too new of a chart, and the daily kind of tells you what's actually going on. A break above the top side of the range, and I'd be looking for retest of highs and new highs, as this one is actually trending right now. It is. What's up, Raza? Raza says, hey man, started following you recently. Cool, man. Awesome. Well, welcome to the cave, sir. Would like to know your thoughts on Link USD. Sure. This one I'm always very impressed by, like historically, but recently it's been, just kind of par for the course, I suppose. I really like this chart here, though. Like this chart is ready, man. This chart is fucking ready. Let me just see how many videos I have. Maybe we'll record this one because I do want to speak about some things here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this is gonna be the last one for today then. Recording. All right, here we have Chainlink versus the dollar, and this setup is about as mature as it gets right now as it retests its prior range highs from middle of September. In this case, I should actually mark that area off right here. That's at about just under $35. We do see BBWP is expanding off the lows right now. This one does constructively put in a slew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 higher lows. Daily RSI is in a bullish position right around the bullish control zone. Daily Jewel is giving some upside curvature, so all of these are suggesting an upside resolution on this, as well as the rest of the market. I mean, the broad market is strong right now, so this thing probably does get to run. Daily Stokes will remain to the upside as long as above 32.87. Weekly is freshly up, by the way, above 29.50. So this is looking good, man. I would invalidate daily bullishness below about $31, but as long as you're above there, or even $30.50, I'd say as long as you're above there, I am very much biased towards an upside resolution, and there is a mesh move on the break of your 34.85 region, which would have an implied target somewhere around about $45-46 over time. At that point, this has been one phenomenally long accumulation. It doesn't start in September. It actually starts all the way back here from May of this year. And this one's very, very mature as well. So probably runs even more than that over time. I mean, I'd be getting another move towards like $50 or so, maybe over the next couple months. But for right now, it's very, very close. Just want to see it actually close above that 34.85 region, and then probably game on. 4 hour is trending right now. 4 hours very, very healthy. 4 hour BBWP expanding from the lows. All momentum also is bullish. Probably looking up. We've been ascending triangle right here as well. Just good. Very, very good. So hopefully that's helpful for Chainlink. Sweet, man. Zazins says, check out ALU. Altura? Okay. Is it a stock? I'm not, nothing's popping up here, man. So I don't know if I can look at this one. I'll try AL. Okay. Oh, we're going to get one of these. God damn it. All right. Well, I guess versus BNB is the best we can do on a trading view. Daily and 4 hour. 4 hours put in a higher low right here. So I'm bullish as long as above 435. Short term, probably gets one more continuation of like 584. So daily, I mean, it's a little bit too new, in my opinion, to really be giving it like a legitimate look, but probably does work its way back up towards, you know, this prior high that we saw a few days ago on 5th of November. A closure above the high of that day at 638, and I'm looking for this one to probably make new highs, but a little bit too new in my opinion. I know that wasn't super helpful, but yeah, my main condition here is that I'm just not bearish on this as long as you're above 4.3, let's just call it 4.4 region, even on like a 4 hour closure. Sub J3F, Ray USD, okay. I guess FTX, I want to go to. It is, correct me if I'm wrong, another Sam coin. Hourly, 4 hour, short term, a bit of a range, but it does look to be a healthy range. I do think, however, it will trade down short term, probably somewhere down around about just below $12. And Bitcoin coming down as well. Are we going to correct first short term? We did hit 66,500. Yeah, it probably does come down short term. Let's see. Ranges are pretty massive here, man. I honestly would not mind a move down to 64.5 if it were to happen. But fair enough. All right, cool. Meeker's Adventures. Is that like a, where do I know Meeker's from? All right, sir, we can't do 4 different tokens, man. I'm sorry, but we've already looked at CRO, either AMP or Super. I think I'll look at Super just because that's my good friend Elliot's coin. I think last we looked at it, it was hitting like a $2 target from ours. And yeah, holy shit, those magical, wow. It doesn't, these lines don't always work that well, but I guess in this time it did. Pretty damn good. But yeah, man, we do humbly ask in the future, just one request at a time, because you know, there's a lot of people here and everything, and if you know, people just like ask fucking 10 coins per every chat, we're not going to get through anything. So have to kind of keep it a little bit more subdued, especially like a, you know, well, whatever. I won't complete that sentence. Short term looks to me like it's probably going to come down a little bit here. But I do like it a lot as long as it's above about 140. I'm long-term bullish above 140. Yeah, especially above 140. So short-term, a bit of sideways and down. Long-term, I just want to see a break and closure above 180, and then I'm looking for big moves up yet again towards basically like $2.50 to maybe even $3 over the next month or two. I do like the setup here long-term. It's just short-term. I'm looking for some sideways and down. And I remain with long-term bullish bias. Sorry, not above 140, above 1.25. 1.25 is my bullish. It would break my bullish bias long-term. So you just hit the top side of your greater range here. I'm looking for this one to work its way down a little bit and then try maybe later this month or so. There goes my water. Oh, well. Yeah, actually, I would like some water. Thank you for asking, sir. Let's see. Holy fucking moly, man. We got 1.1 thousand likes on this video. Thank you. Thank you for that. That's rather nice. Thank you. Wow. New highs, baby. New highs. Donald Woodward says, can you check out Dreams? Okay. I don't think I've ever heard of this one. Okay, I'm guessing it's this. Dreams Quest on versus Tether. Been around for literally 6 days, man. Not even a week. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say I have no idea on a chart that is this new. I have no fucking idea on a chart that is this new, man. I need to shoot you straight, man. Look, I do not have a good opinion on this. A healthy amount of I don't know is the proper answer. When something is this new, I can't even really barely look at an hourly right. I can tell you what you probably already know. Back above about 78 cents, probably good. But until then, probably just looking at sideways. Although way too new for me to give you any sort of any sort of analysis that I'd feel confident or comfortable with. I apologize that I understand that is, going to be annoying, but I mean, it's just fucking new right there. Luke Doyle, we just got Cardano and we recorded it, so we'll upload that. All right. Oh, god damn it, BMB. The old CZ coin back at it again. Yeah, this one had a pretty phenomenal move actually too. Yeah, tagging its prior all-time highs. I would be looking for pullbacks from this region actually. I do think this one will work its way back down to $600 and try for a higher low there. Long term, very, 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 very powerful here. Very likely makes new all-time highs, maybe even later this month. I just want to see a weekly closure above about 675, and then yeah, I'm looking for this one to probably go for let's see, is 1,000 on the table here? No, more like 850 to 900 would be the next sort of areas of interest, like maybe into like late December or so. Rick G says, hey, can you check out DNT? Yeah, is this Distronox or whatever the fuck? Holy shit, man, this was like a scam coin from way back when. Did you hold the whole way through from 2017? I'm just curious. Not trying to like make fun of you or anything. Wow, it made new highs above its 2017 areas. So actually, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. All right, fair enough. I should call myself out on that one. Shouldn't judge it too early. Anyways, hey man, all good, brother. Invalidation on bullishness on the daily here below about 15.5 cents. As long as you're above there, it looks very similar to the other reaccumulation charts that we see. I would hold off on getting super excited about it until you start to close dailies back above about 22.5, and then probably looking at the same thing as many of the other charts, retagging your April, May highs or so. Keep the invalidation in mind, because if it does hit that, this one's going to get, absolutely wrecked. But, for what it's worth, most things are pulling through in that fashion, and it's good. Sven Buckholes says, have been here since 2019. Fucking nice, baby. I love it, man. Still, and love how you still aim to improve every day. Well, I mean, that's like the fun in this, man. Like, you have to understand, I've been effectively retired ever since especially 2020, but I'd even say middle of 2019. And so for me, it's like I have to find motivation from other shit, which is basically being adherent to the schedule, which actually helps out in a lot of ways, man. It gives me a lot of actual meaning for my days. So, that's, like I said, it's a selfish endeavor. When people say, hey man, thanks for doing this, like I appreciate that, but understand that I'm getting a lot out of this. It's all good, man. Can you have a look at Spell USD on the 4-hour daily, longed below 30 cents? Okay. Spell here. Sell swing. Spell. Okay. Spell token. All right. What is this one? Well, maybe a different chart. No, looks like they're all the same. All the fucking same. Okay. 4-hour daily. Not much of a daily here to be looking at with something that's been on for less than a month, but let's go to a 4-hour. Maybe we'll have some there. Yeah, 4 hours okay. 4 hours okay. I would be looking for this one to maybe pull back a little bit more and try for a higher low at about 2.5 or 2.6 cent. Short term, I would be looking for a retest around your prior highs with a 4-hour closure above 3.1 cent. Until then, I'm probably look at this one as more good than bad, especially as long as you're above about, let's just call it 2.5 cent. Just short term, I think that you can probably pop back. Yeah, short term, I would be looking for probably a test back down around there, especially as Bitcoin pulls back here. Probably the rest of the market comes with it as well. So, remember, Bitcoin can pull back very easily here to 65, but I'd even say 64,500, and still remain with very good long-term posturing. So, bless you, sir. Cool. Golden Child says, can you check Joe for me, my guy? Sure, although I know which one you're talking about. I don't think it's on TradingView, though. Yeah, it's not on TradingView, man, so I don't think that we can actually look at it. Do one of these? No. Maybe. No. Unfortunately, man, it's not on TradingView, so I don't have a way of pulling up the chart and using my tools with it. Yeah, man, I understand that again is annoying. So if you just want to leave a comment and tag Elsa in it, we can look at something else for you. GLHF says Gordon Finch, love it, man, fucking love it. David Martinik says definitely from Czech Republic. By the way, I've actually lived in Prague for a little bit in my earlier 20s, and it's a really nice place, actually, really fun place to be in. Can you look at BNB? We already got that one, so I think we're just coming to this a little bit later. Again, let us know if you want to look at something else. However, Echo ZN wants to look at Atom 4-hour and daily. Sure. Here. Okay, so this is Cosmos. Putting in a higher low right here on extremely low volatility. I really like this setup. I really fucking like these setups, actually. I would be, yeah, I basically already have it charted out right here. Let's actually just equate that for where the 55 actually is. Looking at something like this, I am bullish on this thing, especially as long as you're closing dailies above 34 bucks even. And I'm looking for this one to work its way sideways and up from here, actually. Below 34 bucks, however, I would be looking for drops back down to 28.5, bounces there, and then come back to it after that. But for right now, I really like these setups. This is a reaccumulation at a high level. Long term, this one is extremely constructive. You know, holds to lows, rallies off them. Very, very good, it looks like to me. Just, I suspect that this one, well, this one, you know, if you're looking for like the big move, you're probably waiting for a break above about 45.5 bucks. And at that point, you know, targets up to 55 to 57 bucks are likely. And then, you know, long term, maybe like a couple months after that, perhaps looking at, you know, 70 to 80 bucks or so. Actually, rather mature setup right there. Just don't want to see it hit the invalidation. Fair enough, man. Fair enough. A Tally Wit Debally. Tally Wit Debally, what's up, man? Could you look at Doggy Bonk? It's the anti-dog coin. Is this a real thing? Of course it's on fucking BNB. Dobo WBNB. Oh my god, it's a thing. Doggy Bonky. If you can't tell this is a piece of shit by the name, then I don't know. But the chart is really good, so maybe I hold my breath on this one. Holy fuck. I need to jump into one of these fucking scam coins myself. Ridiculous. Show me your biggest scam coin that can pump. How about that? What the fuck, man? What the actual fuck? It's actually good here from a technical standpoint, and very bullish as long as you're above literally one. Whatever the problem is, this one has like so many zeros that it's trading view is not going to like show what this price action is. But basically, I'm highlighting this spike low right here. I don't know what that number actually is because all of it is one below. I mean, it's literally like zero before that. So I'm guessing it's like such a minuscule number that it can't represent it on trading view, which does have like 10 decimal places. So rather interesting. But I guess I'm still bullish on this or whatever. Probably looking somewhere around 4, whatever that number is. I don't know, man. It is interesting though, I will say. Doggy Bonk. Like, where did they come up with this stuff for real? The anti-dog coin. All right. Okay. All right. I guess we're in that part of the market cycle. Doggy Bonk. What the fuck? What's up, Forsaken Coin? Welcome to the Caveman, and thank you for joining. Noah Culp says, hey man, all good, brother. All good. I'm glad that it is in some way valuable. It's just a nice positive message. Thank you for that, man. That's actually really, that's really kind of you. Thank you. The shitcoin police. Yeah, man, unfortunately, the newer people of the cave have not learned about the shitcoin police yet. Unfortunately, the shitcoin police have been off duty for a while now. Gordon Fitch wants to look at Ren USD daily weekly. Also, old Japanese proverb says, "You'll never climb the ladder to heaven with your hands full of dad dildos." Ha ha ha! I see what you did. I see what you did there. That's right. That's right. Respect your elders, Elsa, and respect your boomers. Ren USD. Okay. Okay. A little bit of a sloppy consolidation here, but I guess I had charted this one out before, and I probably said something to the tune of as long as it's above 917 or 91.5 cents. I am looking at this as a healthy consolidation. I don't have anything to change right there. It's just I wouldn't get too excited about it making new highs as long as you're below about 118 on a daily closure. If you're on a very short-term time frame, like a 4-hour, yep, this is shaping up to be a low right here. Volume signature is good, so short-term I am looking for at least about 98 cents to probably $1. It looks like regular bullish Everns come off that last low as well, and volatility on the ground. I'm looking for this one to actually probably trade back up north of $1. Short term, just I would probably going to be fine. Again, market analysis over individualistic analysis. The volume signature is actually very, very powerful right there as well. So short term follow through to the upside, probably trades a bit more sideways in the range, on the daily, but above your last little range high, like about $1.18. Jesus Christ, man, I gotta stop saying probably looking for new highs after that, man. Long term, it's actually a very good chart. It's a very good chart long term. I just think that it takes a little more time within this region here, but the setup is there. The setup is there, to be fair. What's up, Jack? Okay, Sol BTC. Okay, we're gonna look at 4-hour daily on Sol BTC. Okay, we got Shalana's versus the Bitcoin. Yeah, I think we actually looked at this one earlier from the person who was asking. I switched my Bitcoin to Solana. Interesting. Sorry, man. I don't mean to be giving you shit, but I am looking for this one to come down a little bit further to like 35,000 Satoshis after a short-term bounce here. Very likely it does have a short-term bounce, maybe even as far as like 39,500 or so. But I look at this as a short-term top as long as you're, of course, closing below about 40,000 Satoshis. And very likely working its way down to 35,000 and probably tries for a higher low there. I'm not bearish on this chart long-term, Jack. It's just short-term. I do think it probably comes a little bit lower after a short-term bounce. 12 actually does say that we might actually have the low right here. So there is a counterpoint to what I'm saying right now. I would just be erring on the side of caution a little bit more as long as you're below about 40,000 on a daily, or 40,000, more like 41,000 on a 12-hour in that case. Richard fucked. Very clever, Mr. DJ Fresh Vince. Wow, man. God damn it, man. For what it's worth, as a person, well, I don't know if I like him as a person because I don't really know him that well, but I like Richard Hart's antics. Like when you watch him dance around in those like crazy clothes, you have to like him. You can't not like him, man. You can't not fuck like. When Trump dances, yeah, like when Trump dances too. It's like you can have any opinion on him, but when he starts dancing, you kind of like him a little. What's up, Anthony Russos? In heavy on Shiba Inu. Do you think all-time highs will be broken by end of year? Last I looked at this, we were calling for corrections, and let's see if that actually happened or not. Maybe KuCoin? Yeah. Oh yeah, we're getting it. Oh man, there are a lot of very angry comments on my calls for correction on this one too. That video, man. If you want to see some fun stuff, just go through like my shitcoin videos and oh man. Okay, so the question specifically is, do I think that this thing will make new all-time highs by end of year? Okay, I'll tell you what you already know. The higher term timeframes are still bullish here, but that's what it always looks like on these. Excuse my term of endearment, but shitcoins. Before they typically, top out and work their way lower. Personally speaking, I do think that this one's likely topped out. The reason why I believe that is because BBWP on the daily has been redlining for a while now. It's either a lot closer to like a major macro high than it is not. Personally speaking, I think that this one's going to come down to like 3750 or so after maybe like a short-term bounce here. No, even this is like the rolling hills distribution. I am bearish on this one, especially as long as you're below 6450, 64 or just 65. Sorry, 6500. If I record this one, man, the Shibi guys are gonna hate me, man. Ah, they're gonna fucking hate me. But whatever. We have to be like Batman. We have to do it. All right. Here we have Shiba versus the dollar, and well, I believe we called a high on this one last week, and I would still be sticking with that. Actually, I have no reason to believe that this one has not put in a major high, especially as long as you're below about 6,500. And if you want to go by the book, you would say below about 7,400 in this case. Until then, short term, this one does look like dog shib, and maybe one more short term bounce up to 5650. Somewhere between about 5650 to 5800 or so. Again, as long as you're below 6500, I'm looking at this one as like the high essentially, and probably working its way down towards 3600 to 3700 over time here. I don't think it's going to happen all in one day, let alone 1 week, let alone 1 month, but probably by end of year actually would be looking for this one to be lower. Probably back down around about 2,500 or so. Now, could it be that I'm completely wrong on this? Yes, absolutely. How will you know that I'm wrong on this? Most importantly, again, big major warning flags above 6,500. That might even be enough to do it as well. However, if you want to go by the book above 7,400, yeah, I'm going to be completely wrong about this. It will make new all-time highs, and it'll make significantly new all-time highs as well. We can even talk about some potential areas of interest towards that long term. That would be somewhere around 27,650 or so. Potentially. So if I am wrong on this, I'll be severely wrong on this. Not that I trade this thing to begin with, but for whatever reason, whenever I talk about ShibCoin and put a video on it and I talk about like some bearish things, which naturally I'm going to when things toppy like we saw last week, people leave like the most interesting comments like, you're just mad you didn't get in. It's like, or it looks toppy as fuck. I don't know, man. Again, not a big fan of this chart right here. Volatility is has been redlining for a while. I think maybe you might have one more move. But at that point, I'm looking more. To me, this looks a lot more like a top than not. This looks like a sloppy toppy. Trying to find something that is going to balance out my statements here, because I always want to find like what would be the bullish look on this one. Except for just looking at prior highs, I don't really have any. I don't really have like a good indication here right now. In fact, after maybe a short-term bounce, I'd be looking for this one to work its way back down to 48.25 or so. Try for like an actual bounce there. In fact, that's probably what I am looking for right now. So be aware of the invalidations. Of course, I can be wrong on this one long-term, but I mean, this is a volume climax right there at the high. That is kind of textbook. So hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for a SHIB. Man, I'm going to fucking get it if I'm wrong on that one, though. But hey, that's why I offer up invalidations. And yeah, this is not the chart I'm looking for, man. Oh, well. We'll see. Abraham Noya says, deep dive on XRP, please. Like a general overview? It looks like it's almost hit our 131 target. I just want to see a daily closure above there, and then we got big technical targets. In this case, for like the long term, if you're talking about like the weekly and monthly, you do actually have some pretty big technical targets up to basically around your prior highs in this case. Just need to see a weekly closure specifically above about 130, or a daily above your early September highs, which was 141.5. Both of those would look good. Of course, there would be ebbs and flows along the way, namely around about $1.55 to $1.69 or so. But it's it is good here, to be fair. All momentum oscillators are bullish. Weekly Jewel just got a pretty big signal right there, to be fair. So I'm looking for this volatility expansion alongside, in this case, trend continuation. Same setup that we see across the land, just already. Sevia SK, thank you for that. Appreciate that. Oh, you're looking at Elon versus the Dog Elon. Dog Elon. You guys love your shitcoins, don't you? This one actually not as bad as shitcoin, though. This one does not look done here. This one I don't think is done. In fact, I would say I'm bullish on this thing as long as you're above 135, 136 region. And short term, I'm actually looking for this one to retest around your highs at about 235, 236. Long term, I do think this one actually probably has one more drive towards new highs, in fact. I'd only get bearish on it below about 135, 136 region. Until that happens, I'm looking for a bit of short-term sideways and up and closure on new highs, and I'm looking for significantly new highs. I mean, probably looking somewhere around 265 to 270 after that continuation drive. So this one actually looking a lot better than SHIB for what it's worth. Let's see. Will Rin says, Polka Fantasy. This does not sound like it's going to be on TradingView, I'll tell you that. Yeah, man, again, if it's going to be like these really obscure coins, which I know that you probably don't look at it like that, but if it's not on TradingView, like, I can't look at it, man. I do apologize. Just tag Elsa if you want to look at something else. But unfortunately, we are, of course, limited by what TradingView has, and I hope that that's just understood in a respectful way. Ali Al-Masari says KRL USD. By the way, don't send in any more chats, guys, because we will be shutting it off. Well, after these ones. All right, sweet. Krill, toppy as fuck. Bearish divergence all the way through. Two big drives right there. It's going to very likely bounce short term. Maybe a little bit lower at about 275 or so. I think it's got maybe just a slight amount downside more on the short term. Very likely bounces. Bounce can come up all the way to $3.5 if it wants. This thing can bounce obviously aggressively, but I do think that you've seen a pretty major high right here, and it will at minimum work its way sideways after that. And personally speaking, I do think that it will test after a bit of a bounce, come down to like $2 or so, and then maybe you have your next major low. But I mean, this thing went literally fucking parabolic, man. I'd only invalidate that and look for new all-time highs with a 4-hour closure above 420, which is a great number. Cool. Ryan G, or nope, I skipped. Edward Preston, what's up, Mr. Preston? Can you give me targets on Block USD? I do not have targets, man. Financial advice, and financial advice is illegal, sir. So please understand that. Short term, looking for another test of 7.5 cent. You don't like downside targets, do you? Oh man, you want to talk about some more downside targets? You want to talk about what happens when you break 7.5 cents? We can do that. Looking for a move towards 5.8 if that were to happen, but I expect you're probably going to try for a bounce off of 7.5 cent first. Other than that, I am not necessarily like excited about this thing, especially as long as you're below about 13.25. XRP, we already did that one, Mr. Ryan G. So all good. We did not record it actually, but okay. All right, we'll do 1 and 4 hour then. 4 hours trending right now, good. Hourly, same thing. Probably looking for these ones to test the range. To test the range highs officially at about 135, maybe even as much as 140 or so. So that'll set it up for the potentially the daily and weekly, which would look really, really good. Rickios is one more friend. All good, man. Chili's 4 hour for a suitable entry. I don't know your trading plan or style. I don't know if you're scalping. I don't know if you're trend trading. I don't know if all you're doing. So I don't know what a good entry for you would be, but I do like what's going on here on the 4 hour if that's what you're asking about. And I do suspect that if you are bullish, you're looking at something like this with short-term downside implied towards about 40. What is this? 44.5 cent or so. Probably looking for a bounce there. If this one is, oh, this is a 12 hour. Well, same thing on the 4 hour. Yeah, probably looking for short-term down. Probably tries for a bounce there. Below there, invalidated and looking for big moves down to 38.75. Echoes Yen says VET 4 hour and daily. Sure. All right, more water. Farrell, you are speaking my heart, sir. You are speaking my heart right there. Seeking righteousness. I hope that may Jesus bless you and give you peace as well. Praise the Lord, sir. Praise the Lord. All right. That 4 hour daily bullish on supply chain solutions once all the lonely moon boys start wanting to order Russian girlfriends. Are we gonna get we're getting girlfriends? Holy shit. Elsa says no. This one's breaking out right now. It's actually really, really good. I should record this one, in fact. Here we have VeChain, symbol VET versus the dollar. This one's actually breaking out, I think, from our analysis last week above 15.5. Sorry, 15.5? Yeah, 15.5 cents right here. We have a bullish engulfing dildo on the daily being constructed with volatility expanding off the lows. We have trend continuation. All momentum oscillators are bullish. Looking for this one to have a move over the next week or two towards just under 20 cents. Technically, there's a target a little bit higher than that over time at about 23.5 cents, but really like the setup right here. There is an invalidation on the short-term bullishness on this one. That'll be below about 14.5 cents on a 4 hour closure. Until then, this one's trending on all time frames, hidden bullish burns on the 4 hour as well. Really, really good, man. I think this one's actually ready to break out. Dare I say, early this week, maybe even today. Looks good, man. Nice. That was helpful. And there you go for, oh man, that was like the shortest video ever. Maybe we just look at it. Just in case. Maybe there's something. Weekly, fresh across the upside above 1270. Okay, good. Daily, still up as long as above 1518. And 4 hour is freshly going to cross above 16 cents. Dare I say, next 4 hour closure above 16 cents. I'm looking for this one to fall through. Good, actually. Nice one for VeChain. Crypto Alien, there he is. God effing damn daylight savings made me late here. All good, man. I know. I hate it too. I don't understand why we do this anymore. I've been following you for about a month now. I got no chart. Stay awesome. Hey, my fucking man. I love you, Crypto Alien. Just so pleasurable. So pleasurable to speak with. Thank you, man. Forsaken Coin says, been watching for a while. All good, man. Thank you for, hey, man, all good. Yeah. That's what it's all about. During the quiet times, those are preparation times. Look at Square. Okay. So this is Jack Dorsey's company, or one of his major ones. This one's actually turning down right here on the daily. And I do think that it will trade a little bit lower towards about 223, 224 region, but I would be looking for bounces off there. The weekly is actually really good long term. As long as that area does hold, you do have a reaccumulation at a high level here, and I would give it a chance to, I do think it's going to come down here or somewhere around there. Again, about, what was it, 225 to 228, I suppose. The long term, though, phenomenal chart, probably bounces from there. If you break below there, then yes, this one will start to lose its formation and work its way down below $200. But for now, give it the benefit, or I don't give it the benefit of the doubt. I mean, this one deserves its benefit of the non-doubt. Good. Low of this week on Bitcoin. You mean like it hasn't retested the low though? Oh, like the low. Hold on. No, I still don't understand what you're saying. You gotta be way more specific, man. Maybe you're talking about a backfill in last week's open. Is that what you mean? Yeah, we haven't gotten that. That would imply a move down to like 61.6, but it doesn't need to happen. I mean, you've seen plenty of continuation drives where that doesn't happen. Namely over here, or actually this one did, but that can definitely happen. It's not a super concerning thing. You kind of expect that actually on a breakout as well. Hey, what's up, Chasecraft? A new cut looks sharp. No, I actually don't have a haircut. I just Well, I just had some on my head earlier, so my hair looks like a moth. Vet 4 hour daily. We got it, man. We already got vet actually just now, and I recorded it, so I think we're all good. Let me know if you want to look at anything else though. Hey, I gotta warn you though. Please don't send any more chats. We're not gonna have to do them. Oh, it's just Chase. It's just Dawson and Austin Kid. Blue City and Red State is key. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I agree, man. If I had to go back to the U.S., I'm probably going to Texas, likely. Pelagic says AIOZ. All right, never heard of this one. Actually got more history than what I would have expected. I'm actually bullish on this thing above 27 cents. Below 27 cents, I invalidate that. Even actually below 28.5 cents. Short term, a bit of a range here going on, but that's actually on the more bullish side than not bullish side. Just want to see it break back above about 33.5 cents, and I'll be looking for a run back around your early November highs and probably beyond after that. But wish it had more history here. It's okay though. What's up, Weefa? Sorry, Lindsay, but oh, Lindsay. All right, maybe we can address that. Weefa says salve base. What is that? VRA daily, weekly, and possible targets end of year. See what we got here. I don't really have targets like end of year. I mean, this one looks like it's pretty fucking bullish. I wouldn't mind a move down to like 5.5 cents, but long term, I'm looking for a general continuation. Like, where does it end of year? I don't know, but I'd be looking for on a monthly continuation towards like 14 cents, I guess. Maybe even as much as 20 cents. I don't know if that happens by end of year though. Daily, I'm bullish as long as you're above 5.5 cents or so. And actually, short term, this one looks like it very well could come down here, but yeah, I guess the 4 hours is a little bit more of a range than anything, and trying for a higher low right here. I guess I'd be bullish again short term, looking for I guess a run at your prior highs and continuation at new all-time highs with 4 hour about 8 cents. What's up, Kizzy? Mana, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it, man. Let's do Mana. This one operating on the metaverse or something like that. It's kind of cool. And very, very good right here. Very, very good right here. A reaccumulation at a high level. I am bullish on this thing, especially as long as you're above about 240. This one short term, I do think it's going to come down around there, like 255, 256 region. But I'm not like bearish on this thing overall. This one's phenomenally good long term, like really, really good long term, actually. One of the better charts we've seen today. Just short term, I do think this one works its way sideways for a while at best. And tries for a higher low somewhere around there. If things do drop off a bit, I would be looking for a move towards 220. But again, I'm phenomenally bullish on this long term as long as you are above. Where'd my invalidation be on this? I guess $2 even. Jesus, major ranges right there. Oh, that's where I know it from, Meekers. Okay, it's a TV show, My Little Pocketed Monster. Okay, that sounds like a porno. But fair enough. What's up, Scott Presby? Appreciate that, man. Poopster. There's a guy in the chat with the name Poopster. Matic 4 hour daily. We already did Matic. Briefly touch on it. I think I recorded it as well. Matic, I'm bullish on as long as you're above about 175. Just want to see it trade back above about $2 on a daily, and then yeah, I'm looking for big targets to the upside, 250 and then $3 over time. 4 hour looks to me short term like it wants to trade some upside here as well, back up above $2 or so. 4 hour. Let's see. We got PVR earlier, Donald Woodward. In fact, I think you were the person who asked about it, and this thing. Yeah, it was this thing, Poker Bridge. I don't have anything new to update on it. I'm bullish on this chart. It's a very, very good chart. Looking for new highs. Maybe we can come up with some areas of interest here, I guess. That's what you're really looking for. I suppose I'd be looking for highs at around 7337 or so. Somewhere around there. I do think that one's very close to hitting a major high, though, and reversing for a while. Eric Perkins says, are you verified for Temple DAO? You must verify. I don't know what that even means, man. So, not, unfortunately. Man, I really need to get in this shitcoin game. Like, people are making an absolute killing doing that. Mr. Googly Lee, what's up, man? Lock G. LOCG. Lock game. All right. Okay, well, it's actually good. Well, it's actually pretty good. If you're looking at the 4-hour and hourly, though, maybe a bit different. No, still good over here. I'm bullish on this thing, especially as long as you're above 20 a quarter. And short term, hourly, looking for a slight short term down move to like 26.70 or so, but this is very good. I'd be looking for higher lows along the way and work its way back up towards your highs of this rally in early November. Yeah, it's actually pretty good long term for the history that we do have. Just I would get bearish below 25 cents. That's I'll say about that one. Let me Okay, so we'll get Chase then. All right. A Phantom? Oh wow, we haven't looked at this one today. Oh man, this one's gonna do it again? Holy shit. Wow. I'd actually be looking for another test of the tops of the range at about 308 or so. If you see a closure above there as well, then I guess I'm looking for runs at your prior highs and beyond. Reaccumulation. I only get bearish on this thing below $2.5, and that is a phenomenally massive range. On a daily closure, I'd get bearish below about 260. Until then, I'm looking for another run back up here, and on a break of that level, I'm looking for new highs, I guess. I have a really aggressive move here. This is one of the more aggressive moves I've seen in a while. I guess I'd be looking towards 380 after that, maybe even $4. Crazy. Bimmer says your TA on AVEX was solid last week. Sweet. Can you check out Soul? Symbol SOUL. Okay. Okay, it's a Phantasma. All right. It pamped a lot. It pamped. Where would it be a good point of interest to get back in? See, these sorts of questions, man, I appreciate that you value my opinion, but I have no way at all whatsoever to know what that would be for you. Also, that's like literally financial advice, kind of illegal, and I don't really want to put myself in a bad position there. But, you know, if you're looking at a daily, pullback target is going to obviously be a lot different than like a 4-hour, which, you know, you have some bounce trades in between. I don't know if you're looking to hold this one for forever or anything like that, but I do suspect that this one will work its way back down towards like $1.20 or so. You know, over the next like week or two, and then probably tries for some bounces there, maybe even a little bit lower than that towards $1. But long term, does it continue? It's a little bit too new of a chart for me to feel that confident with. For right now, I'm led to believe it probably does after a bit of short term sideways and down over the next week or two. Probably, like I said, down to like $1.20 or $1, somewhere around there, and I'll be looking for bounces. I don't know if that's going to be like a bounce into a reversal back into all-time highs, or if that's just a bounce before range for a long time and then break down. You know, I don't know. What? How did you do that? Hey, yeah, how did you do that, Meccan? What the fuck? Hold on. Whoa. Is that real? Is that real? Hold on. Okay, that's not real. Thank God. What the fuck? How did you do that, man? Dino, appreciate that, man. Did you have a comment on top of it though? Okay, sweet. All right, so I think we're at the end of the stream here. God damn, fellas, it's been a hell of a day today. Already more than 2 hours into this one. Jesus Christ. What's up, Kurosh? I see you in the Discord there. Senior Citizen, Mr. Wally, Rowe, Megalodon, all the fucking homies are out and about right now. Love it. Just fucking love it. But I think we have to wrap up the stream now as we are at the end of our time, unfortunately. I do understand there's a couple chats after the buzzer, but we do have to be really adherent to that. Again, I want to be I want to be respectful towards you because I appreciate it. At the same time, we do have to be a little bit stringent with these rules, even though I understand it can come off a little bit harsh. Anyways, Bitcoin just closed in a 4-hour dildo. Jesus Christ, what was that closing price? Basically $66,000. Again, I do think that we could trade down a little bit here and retrace to like 64.5. That's not problematic. What I feel a lot more confident with is that I am bullish, looking for new all-time highs, probably with targets up to 68.5 to 69,000 bucks over this next week or so. As long as Bitcoin is especially above 63,200 on CME specifically. As long as that condition is met, I look at any short-term downside moves as just likely put in higher lows, and even the hourly right here, could easily come down to 65,000 bucks, and that would be not concerning at all. At some point, we will come down and set in a higher low, as right now it's just been a straight move to the upside. So keep an eye out for that, but long-term continuation looks like the name of the game right now based off of the analysis from the first 20 or so minutes of this video. I want to say a massive thank you for joining us in on this lovely little Monday morning over here from a very bright, actually, Helsinki, Finland, kind of uncharacteristic of a November morning, but we'll be back on tomorrow doing the same thing, same time, same place, and I will upload a lot of these short-term analyses here, and take care. I wish you well and see you hopefully soon.
Christmas dildos moving up and down. They'll call him Crypto Krown. You've got to TA to be free, free, free. Learn how to surf in the deep Red Sea. Trendline's average values RSI. Lift ocean coins to the sky. From distributor into XRP. Oh, bear Jesus set us free. Crypto what? Crypto Krown. Drifting Lambos through your town. Hodlers better buckle down, 'cause it's the final crypto what? Crypto Krown. Drifting Lambos through your town. Hodlers better buckle down, 'cause it's the final countdown. Open has the mastermind. Dive into Crypto Cave and let's go for a ride. The whales are coming very soon, soon, very soon. Up to the moon in the afternoon. Crypto what? Crypto Krown. Drifting Lambos through your town. Hodlers better buckle down, 'cause it's the final crypto what? Crypto Krown. Drifting Lambos through your town. Hodlers better buckle down, 'cause it's the final countdown.